going to get his. There's no question about it. He only needs 7 yards to reach the 5,000 career yard mark. And this is clearly his offense. Had a very tough year last year. Michael Jones will come to the near side. McGahey in the slot as they begin things with 2 tight ends and 2 wide receivers. We'll see a lot of people tonight at the skill positions. Terrain, the running back. Carpenter giving to Terrain, tries the left side. Didn't get much. About no question about it. He only needs 7 yards to reach the 5,000 career yard mark. And this is clearly his offense. Had a very tough year last year. Michael Jones will come to the near side. McGahey in the slot as they begin things with 2 tight ends and 2 wide receivers. We'll see a lot of people tonight at the skill positions. Terrain, the running back. Give Terrain, tries the left side. Didn't get much. About 2. DJ Dykes, or Daniel Dykes rather, on the tackle. Daniel prefers to go by DJ, so we'll do that. The Kyocera defensive lineups for Colorado. And George Hippolyte's a guy who we spent a lot of time with today. Enjoyed his company as we did Jordan Dizon. Dizon 22 tackles. That's a best ever at Colorado in game 1 against Colorado State. There's Terrain again, left side off the pitch, and he bounces it outside. Slips one man, gets to about the 31. That'll be about 2 more. Jake Duren on the tackle.
Good job by Duren stringing it out there. That is not Terrain's style to take those pitches. He is more of a zone in between the tackles running back, but he is a good one, Barry. And like we said before, this is a guy that literally came out of nowhere last year. Everybody thought Keegan Herring was going to be the starter in Arizona State and make a nice career for himself, but Terrain came in and just took over with his tough running style.
And those numbers that you saw last week were in less than 3 quarters. Out of the gun this time. Quick toss picked off. Stepping right in front was Wheatley, and Wheatley may take it to the house. He is knocked out of bounds, I believe, a little short. Touchdown. 35-yard return. Looked as though he might have been stopped short of the pylon, but the official comes over, signals touchdown, and just like that, the Buffs are on top.
All Big 12, Terrence Wheatley. Tough to be all Big 12 on a team that won 3 games last year, but this is the guy that picked it off to win the Colorado State game last week. Rudy Carpenter, very lackadaisical and lazy throw, trying to find Mike Jones. Wheatley right there, standing there. The pick wasn't that hard, but get into the end zone, that was difficult. A beautiful play to get that ball over the pylon, and it looks like they're going to challenge it.
Yeah, I'm not sure he did get it over the pylon. I think the original call was correct.
Looked like Mikhail Barichnikov there, Barry. Beautiful.
Yeah, nice little arabesque.
Arched his back in the air.
Wheatley, a big-time player. We talked to the coaching staff about him today, and they believe that he is a pro. So they are going to take another look at this. Close.
Well, he didn't hit the pylon. If you hit the pylon, you're in automatically. This is just going to be kind of a side adjustment for the officials. The ball clearly is over the line. The question is whether or not he's flying out of bounds. I think you got to give it to him here.
That's very close, and certainly from that angle, you could not.
Terrence Wheatley out of Richardson, Texas. He's a senior and a great leader for this Colorado team. And just the body control there to attempt to get into the end zone. Very impressive.
Well, obviously, Carpenter never saw him. It wasn't a very good pass to begin with, but it was right to Wheatley.
Well, they were trying to get Rudy going in the game. Usually you want to throw a little stop route with your quarterback. Rudy, like you said, Barry, he's a veteran. He doesn't need a stop route to start the game.
During this booth review, we'll tell you about this in a moment.
Stands. Touchdown.
There you are in that booth review. World Financial Group asks, have you reviewed your finances lately? World Financial Group helping you move from dreaming to doing. So it is, in fact, a touchdown and a quick one, as the Colorado offense has not yet been on the field, and Dan Hawkins' team leads at 6-0. Will try for the 7th point. Kevin Eberhardt won the game for them in overtime last week to try the extra point. He drives it through, and just like that, less than a minute into this ball game, Colorado has taken a 7-0 lead on Terrence Wheatley's 35-yard return for a touchdown. That's exactly the kind of start that Dan Hawkins and his staff would have wanted.
And the type of start that's a nightmare for Dennis Erickson and Rudy Carpenter. Rudy Carpenter is an emotional player, and if things start to go wrong, he does have a tendency to get down on himself, and that compounds the issue. Dennis Erickson's going to have to get his quarterback confident again. He's got a chance to go out there right after this kick and give it another shot, but a wonderful shot in the arm for Colorado and Dan Hawkins. Really something they needed to start out this football game. And there's Big Dan right there. Love how he combs that hair forward.
It's great, isn't he? A fire and brimstone
He's
guy.
the
You gotta
best.
like him.
We went and saw him this morning. He had those tight jeans on at 8 o'clock in the morning with the cowboy boots. And he's getting it cracking all hours of the day. He just loves to coach football, and the kids respond to that. They love to play for a guy like that. This guy knows what he's doing.
Absolutely. He does know what he's doing. I mean, all you have to do is look at his track record at Boise State. Struggled mightily last year, although their record could have been a lot better than it was. They were in a lot of ball games. They just couldn't close the deal, and that, of course, has been the hallmark of what Dan Hawkins has been talking to his team about this year. There's a short kick to about the 2-yard line. It's going to be try on back to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. And that gap again closes down as Tryon gets close to the 25-yard line, and it's Jaleel Brown on the stop. A little bit of flag down as well at about the 32-yard line. So a possibility that the Sun Devils will have to start deeper in their own territory.
And we're going to see more and more of this. Now that the kickoffs have been moved back, we're going to see more and more penalties on kickoffs, and we're going to see more and more injuries. It's the most violent play in football.
Dead ball, personal foul. Number 81 of the return team. 15-yard penalty, first down. Penalty will be half the distance, first down.
On Tyrese Thompson. And don't you know that Dennis Erickson is gnawing on his gums here.
Not a great way to start the game, but they have to stick to their game plan. They can't panic right now, and Erickson's been around the block enough time to show that his team probably won't. They got to continue to try to zone run with terrain and get Rudy back on track.
It's not a big Thompson slotted inside of McGahey. They split the other tight end a little bit. Empty backfield. Carpenter will throw again. Throws, caught this time by Thompson. Thompson will be stacked up at the 20-yard line after a gain of about 8 yards. Brad Jones on the tackle. So a little confidence builder there.
And that's what Rudy needs right now. Last year, Rudy Carpenter didn't get a lot of help from his wide receivers. As you can see, his numbers were way down, except for the touchdown passes, because he did come in about halfway through the year 2 years ago. But his numbers were way down. He had a problem being efficient, and the problem was the receivers weren't coming back to him. He didn't get a lot of protection, a lot of injuries on the offensive line. Believe me, this guy's still a great quarterback.
Second down and 2. Carpenter going to go up again. Throws, got a man, unable to bring it in was Michael Jones. Got a hand on it at the 45-yard line, just could not quite corral it.
Carpenter delivering a nice ball here. You see Mike Jones versus Wheatley. They're going after the big dog. Wheatley's beaten on the play. The ball is delivered, but maybe came a little bit too fast for Jones. Here's Rudy taking a big hit.
George Hippolyte right in his grill.
Hippolyte's a strong player and a guy with great feet. Used to play fullback at Loyola High School in Los Angeles, California, so he knows how to move around that backfield.
This time Jones comes to the near side. Now McGahey in motion. Here comes a blitz. The pitch to Terrain. Terrain is going to be stopped short of the first down. He kept fighting, but all he could do is get back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 4th down, and the Devils are going to have to get it back to the Buffs.
Dan Hawkins will tell you that Colorado is thin on defense, but right now those guys are running to the football and doing a great job, and you can see he's certainly excited about that. I'm not so sure why the Sun Devils are running Terrain on the perimeter. He's more of an inside guy, but obviously they think they can exploit something out there. Haven't been able to do it so far. Colorado's been playing some good D.
Chase McBride's going to be the deep man here to receive this punt from Jonathan Johnson. Johnson, a low twisted kick. It's handled about the 38-yard line, right back up the gut to the 45, midfield, cross midfield to about the 49-yard line. A nice return by McBride, and again, late flags coming in. And I think that's going to be for a late hit.
It is going to be a late hit on the Sun Devils.
41-yard punt, 13-yard return. Dennis Erickson giving Jonathan Johnson a little what for.
Well, I think it was the punter that did it. Jonathan Johnson got down there in a hurry, tried to lower his head.
2 personal foul penalties. Here it is right here. Oh, very late, very late.
Number 35, 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the run. First down, TV timeout.
Well, a costly penalty. Colorado will have it offensively for the first time, but guess what? They lead the ball game 7-0.
The Mitsubishi Outlander. Out everything? Everything. Get your Outlander with 1.9% APR at the Mitsubishi Time to Rally event.
Quality Tough Shed Sundance Series buildings are now available at the Home Depot. Tough Shed does it all, from helping you design your storage building to installing it where you want. Just call, click, or visit to order your Sundance Series building today. Receive a $100 Home Depot gift card with any Tough Shed building purchase over $1,000, plus 12 months, no payments, no interest financing with your Home Depot consumer credit card. Legendary Tough Shed buildings, plus the convenience of the Home Depot.
The Tough Shed Sundance Series, available exclusively at the Home Depot.
Not all the energy for our fuel comes from oil in the ground. A lot of it comes from our people, who year in and year out put so much of their energy into everything they do. So you can be sure that when you put Valero gas into your tank, you're going to get a lot out of it. Valero, the energy to take you anywhere.
College Football Saturday on FSN is presented by Kyocera, the new value frontier. And brought to you in part by Mitsubishi Motors, driven to thrill. And by Jack Link's Jerky, feed your wild side. Well, the Buffs will have it for the first time inside the 35-yard line of the Arizona State Sun Devils. 3 wide receivers in the game, play fake. Cody Hawkins going up, going for it all. Got a man wide open, and unable to make the catch was Patrick Williams at the goal line. The ball was right in his hands.
Patrick Williams is the guy that they like to go deep to. Obviously scripted play action. The Buffs catch him off guard. The ball is delivered beautifully. Touches both hands of Patrick Williams, and that's a lot of adversity for that young man to overcome early in this ball game. They're going to have to get it to him again, but he is a guy that they do like to go vertical with. Unfortunately, just couldn't haul that one in, unfortunately for the Buffs.
So a second down and 10. For all the world, should have been a touchdown. Give this time on a reverse is to Williams, and Williams is going to be knocked out of bounds for a loss on the play. So Williams, a tough night so far. Take a look at the Kyocera lineups, and it is Demetrius Sumler who is getting a start. Of course, their starting running back, Charles, did not even make the trip. He was hurt early in the ball game against Colorado State last week, and Sumler took over, did a great job. Not in the ball game right now, though. It's Ellis in at running back. 3rd down and 12, and now a late flag. This play will be whistled dead. It's going to be a false start.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense number 98, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Well, there is no 98 that I can see, so.
It was Nate Solder, tight end, 92.
There you are. Defensively for the Arizona State Sun Devils, and of course last week the Pac-10 Defensive Player of the Week was Robert James. 10 tackles, a pick, and a sack in the season opening win against San Jose State. It is an active defense that really is believing in what Dennis Erickson and his staff are trying to accomplish. Third down a whole bunch here for the Colorado Buffaloes. Cody Hawkins straight back. Rush comes. Hawkins throws a screen. Nobody there. A late flag again comes in. And I tell you, this could be defensive holding. And if it is, it could be a first down.
There was a bit of a cluster in that screen area. Hawkins set it up pretty well, retreated, and put that ball up. It's going to be a legal man downfield. The timing was a little off for Colorado, and they came out with the guns blazing.
Receiver, offense number 75, downfield on the pass. That penalty is declined, fourth down.
It was the center, Daniel Sanders, and that's always a timing issue if somebody's downfield on a screen. To be honest with you, Buff should have had a touchdown in that drive. That ball was right in the hands of Patrick Williams, and they didn't overcome that adversity very well. Dan Hawkins, a guy always talking about overcoming adversity in a football game. They had the drop right at the beginning on first down of this drive, and they weren't able to do anything else.
Matt Delala will punt it away. He has never had a touchback in his career at Colorado. And this one will not be either, but it takes an Arizona State bounce well down, I think, that time. By Colorado. Man was on the ground, but still managed to ground it. So the Sun Devils will start deep in their own territory when we come back.
Why would we put a Sport Tune suspension and magnesium paddle shifters on a Lancer?
Another lap? Let's do it.
Because. Get a great deal on the rally-inspired Lancer at the Mitsubishi Time to Rally event.
And I don't know, is this the part where you let go? Is this the part where you find out then?
When it's people who do the right thing, they call it being responsible. When it's a home insurance company, they call it Liberty Mutual. Responsibility. What's your policy? Liberty Mutual.
Welcome to Lowe's. May I help you?
Yes, we have this kitchen. We'd love to have this kitchen.
Let me show you some options. Hey, let's get started. Have you thought about under cabinet lighting?
At Lowe's, our kitchen specialists can help you build a kitchen you've always dreamed of. We'll walk you through every step, even installation, with your budget in mind. When you come to Lowe's, you'll find more than a salesperson. You'll find a partner. Lowe's. Let's build something together.
Use your Lowe's consumer card and pay nothing for 12 months on kitchen countertop and cabinet purchases of $299 or more.
Next week on the Best Damn Sports Show, period. Wednesday, your favorite athletes tell us their favorite moments in Best Damn's My Favorite Play. Next week at 11.
Sun Devils will start at their 11-yard line, and they have been very stagnant offensively.
Just 6 plays so far, 13 yards and a touchdown, but not a touchdown for them. Touchdown for T. Wheat going the other way for Colorado. They got to get something going. They got to start getting some first downs and calm Rudy Carpenter down, get terrain going, and use their weapons.
Wasn't any better for Colorado in its first possession, even though they had a touchdown dropped in the end zone on a perfect pass. Minus 2 yards of offense for them. So first down at the 11-yard line. Short drop this time. Carpenter throws and throws it a little bit wide intended for Kyle Williams.
And right now, things just aren't clicking for the Sun Devils. Carpenter's going to have to pull himself out of this funk that he's found himself in the middle of the game. And his head coach is going to have to help him out. Erickson's seen it all now. He is a calm guy. They're going to get this thing righted. They have the correct offensive weapons to do so. Are they going to do it fast enough before Colorado's offense starts putting up a lot of points with Cody Hawkins? It's a question.
Carpenter 1 of 4 for 8 yards early in this game. Terrain remains the running back. Carpenter straight back again. Throws this time and again throws too wide. This time intended for Chris McGahey. Those are passes that Carpenter will normally make. against San Jose last week. 250 rushing yards, 270 passing yards. The first unit was out of the ballgame early in the third quarter. And San Jose was just no match. Remember, San Jose, a bowl team last year. Not only a bowl team, but they won their bowl game.
They didn't face a lot of trouble in that first game, but they're certainly facing it now at home versus the Buffs.
Buffs in the nickel defense now on 3rd down and 10. Out of the gun, Carpenter straight back, throws over the middle, caught this time by Jones. Jones will have a first down and more to the 25-yard line. Stopped by Benjamin Burney, but that time a very good throw and catch.
That time Jordan Dizon, the outstanding linebacker for Colorado, flying into the backfield, and this is not a guy I'd want to see. Great move to elude the blocker, puts a hit on Rudy, but Rudy, in the face of that, delivers the ball to Mike Jones, who catches it on the drive route and gets it for the first down. Beautifully done. That Dizon is scary, Barry. I wouldn't want to see him blitzing.
Big-time player, and a guy, again, we really enjoyed talking with him, too. He's from Hawaii, was a running back in high school, was not recruited at all to play college football. They go up again. Carpenter looking deep this time. Throws for Thompson. Very well defended that time. Terrence Wheatley, T-Wheat, knocked it away, was with Thompson's step, first down.
Thompson's a pretty long receiver that they like here at A-State. Senior out of Phoenix, Arizona, trying to provide some leadership at that position. Didn't have a lot of it last year. Beautifully thrown ball by Carpenter. Thompson went up to get it, but like you said, Barry, T-Wheat, that's a tough guy to pick on. They might want to try the other side with Burney.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Nickel defense once more for the Buffs. Trips left, set. Carpenter will give the terrain, nothing doing. Well, Dan Hawkins told us the priority was to stop terrain, and they would sell out to stop him. And he said, if Arizona State's going to beat us, I'd rather they beat us unidimensionally, and that would be throwing the football. Terrain now 4 carries for 7 yards. Dizon stuck him that time.
And so far, he's had a very tough go of it. Big game against San Jose State last week. 17 carries, 123 yards. Looks like he got banged up a little bit. This Colorado defense is pulling no punches in the first quarter.
Dimitri Nance replaces him. He'll be the lone setback now on 3rd down and 8. Carpenter straight back. Here comes a blitz. Carpenter is flushed out of there. Dizon's got it. Wraps him up back at the 21-yard line. Big-time play, P, by a big-time player.
And you look at Dizon, barely wears anything on those arms except for the wristband, just so he can show off that big swole. And this is a 4-year starter. Check him out. He goes flying through that C gap. Rudy Carpenter feels the pressure, tries to get away, but Dizon deceptively fast. 225 pounds, 6 foot, dependable, a man's man. He's everything you want in a linebacker. And Hawkins loves this guy. He said if you had a bunch of guys like that, win the national title. You hear that a lot about players like him.
No, it's true. He's really a special guy. He used to chase, when he was a kid, I know you know this story, but when he was a kid, he used to go out with his dog and chase wild boar. And he'd tackle him and stab him to death with a knife.
Wow.
Yeah. He said he's too old for that now. He didn't do that anymore.
The wild boar. Almost like the Lord of the Flies.
They're nasty.
Shocking.
Johnson's punt this time. McBride going to let this bounce, and it's going to take a Colorado bounce. It's down to about the 49-yard line. So again, excellent field position. A short 30-yard punt by Johnson, and the Buffs will have it just short of midfield. So Colorado so far doing exactly what they wanted to do. Cody Hawkins, who as a redshirt freshman got the quarterback's job. Dan Hawkins had nothing to do with it. It was decided by the offensive staff. Out of Boise, Idaho, likes to cliff jump. Has never, as we said, since 6th grade, has not lost a football game. Dan, I thought it was interesting talking to Dan about Cody. He said he honestly didn't know until the letter of intent was submitted and got to him by fax where he was going to school.
And his wife was the one that ended up signing it, not him. So this is a kid that wanted to play quarterback for his dad. He wanted the challenge of coming to Colorado and doing it. It was either going to be Boise or Colorado, and Dan didn't have much to do with it. He kind of soft-shoed the whole deal.
First down just short of midfield. Give this time on an inside handoff to Byron Ellis, and Ellis does not get anything. Might have even lost a yard.
I expect Colorado right now to settle that offense down. They wanted to take their shots in this football game. We saw the first big shot over the bow, but Patrick Williams wasn't able to haul that ball in on the first play from scrimmage for Colorado's offense. Expect them to try to get Cody Hawkins some completions. Remember, this is just his second start. He did look like an old veteran against Colorado State, though.
Ellis remains the tailback. We've not seen a lot of Sumner. Cody Hawkins off the play fake, going up, going for it all again, and well covered that time was the intended receiver, Patrick Williams. Chris Ballonnet was all over him, and Williams that time just really didn't have a chance.
Colorado really airing it out tonight. Last year, that was not the case. They were not a passing team. They started Bernard Jackson, and he tried his best, but he had a very difficult time getting it out of the huddle and trying to get that ball downfield and delivering it to the wide receivers. Things are different with Cody Hawkins, a guy that his father obviously has confidence in and lets him throw the ball. They've taken 2 big shots in this football game already.
Got to get this play off. They got about 3 seconds. And they do. Hawkins straight back. A little time this time. And now with a man in his face, he throws it nowhere. Coming hard that time was Dave Guthrie. And Hawkins really didn't have a chance. Hawkins now 0 for 4.
And you saw Hawkins helping Guthrie up there. He's an older guy. You don't expect a quarterback to help you up when you're chasing him down and trying to sack him. I don't think Hawkins will do too much of that. I think he's just a young player and a really nice guy.
Yeah, he really is a nice guy. So Matt DeLallo will come on to punt it away again. The pre-med major. DeLallo hits this one, kind of pooches it. And again, takes a sideways bounce inside the 20 at about the 18-yard line. And let's see, did a Sun Devil touch that? Colorado is saying yes. No sign from the officials. Yes, it's going to be Colorado ball.
And just another giant mistake by the Sun Devils in special teams. And you can see the anger of Dennis Erickson. There it is. And it is the toe that hits the football. And I believe that's Tyrese Thompson. God, what a tough day he's had thus far.
It is. That's a forgivable mistake, however.
R.J. Brown, the special team zealot of the Buffaloes, the guy that ends up on it. I'm not sure how forgivable that is, Barry. The guys make a call. They make a call. Peter, it usually is. And once you hear that, you get out of the way. You run to the sideline.
No, that's true. You're right. You're absolutely right. So real break, and now at the 17-yard line, the Buffs have a chance to increase this lead. Give this to Sumler, and Sumler gets about 2 to the 15-yard line, but the going's been tough on the ground for Colorado.
Well, whatever you can do in this football game and wherever you want to place blame thus far for Arizona State, you can't place it on their defense. They've been playing well and doing everything they've been asked to do other than the blown coverage early in the football game on the first play. They've played a very good football game, but they've just made some errors, some critical errors. One for Rudy Carpenter and that one by Thompson.
3 carries, minus 1 yard for the Buffalo so far, and Hawkins has not completed a pass. Hawkins out of the gun this time, buys a little time, goes to the end zone, unable to catch up with it. Was the intended receiver Cody Crawford. So it was Cody to Cody, but to no avail, and it'll be 3rd down.
Seems like there's always a bunch of guys named Cody on the
Very
Colorado
popular,
team.
very popular name.
Well, the Jack Kerouac book, Visions of Cody, very
That's right.
popular.
So 0 for 5 now for Cody Hawkins. Barry Tompkins, Petros Papadakis, Jimmy Watson. We are here at Sun Devil Stadium on the campus of Arizona State. It is a 7-0 ball game. Colorado with a 35-yard pass interception by Terrence Wheatley, the difference in the game. And Colorado driving again after getting another break on the punt unit, and that's an almost pick and an almost touchdown the other way. Justin Tryon was right there, could not get the ball into his hands. We'll remind you this game brought to you in stunning high definition by Hitachi. That could have gone for 6 the other way. So Cody Hawkins struggling mightily despite the fact that his team is in the lead. He is 0 for 6. Kevin Everhart will try to make it a 10-0 ball game from 32 yards out. Dennis Erickson's team's always been very adept at blocking kicks. They don't block this one. And Everhart sends it right through, and it is a 10-0 ball game, despite the fact that Colorado has minus offensive yardage with 7 minutes and 11 seconds remaining to be played here in the first quarter, and we've got a flag down, so let's hold everything right here. Flag is down right at the line of scrimmage.
So far in this game, special teams, Barry, been a real adventure. Late hits, inadvertent touches, and now a flag on a field goal that was made. If you're Colorado, do you take the points off the board? Probably not.
Personal foul, it's going to be a first down. Whew. Unless it's a post-possession penalty. And Dan Hawkins on the sidelines is saying, we'll take the penalty.
Well, Dennis Erickson has got to be beside himself. This is the third time in the special teams in this football game. A very young football game.
Personal foul. Defense number 52. A leaping violation. 15-yard penalty, half the distance from the previous spot, and an automatic first down.
Now, I'm assuming what that means is you cannot go up on the back of another player.
No, you can no longer do that in college football. And Morris Wooten, the JC transfer, might not have gotten that memo. You see him, and he jumped up over the backs of the offensive linemen. That is a violation. Hence the penalty. Looks kind of harmless when you watch it in slow motion and regular motion, but first down Colorado nonetheless.
Sumler is the tailback. Colorado's not been able to generate anything offensively. Here's Sumler inside, not much. Got to the 5-yard line. I mean, there is a philosophy that you don't take points off the board.
I think Dan Hawkins, who is kind of known as a gambler in his career, is probably diametrically opposed to that philosophy. That being said, also, offensively, he's got to get his team going. They've had some great opportunities that have been missed in this football game, and he wants those guys out there to get some confidence.
Yeah, and I like his style. I like what he does. Second down and goal. Play fake. Hawkins will throw. Throws incomplete. Well covered that time. Was the intended receiver Sprague, and it was Troy Nolan on the coverage.
And I think right now Cody Hawkins is starting to realize these guys are a little bit faster. Troy Nolan doing a good job there. These guys are a little bit faster than Colorado State and a little bit more on those balls. He doesn't have a very strong arm. He's floated a couple balls in this football game. That one had no chance of getting there. Nolan was all over.
So now it's third down, and you see what is going on with the Colorado offense. I mean, they have been inept thus far. Empty backfield. Sun Devils come with a blitz. And flags fall, and the play will be stopped, and you have an idea that the Buffaloes may be going backward here.
I think the speed of Arizona State is starting to get to them.
Prior to the snap, full start. Offense, number 72. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Only now it is third down back at the 10-yard line.
That one was on Devin Head, and this starts to happen in a football game when you realize you're in it against some guys that are faster than what you're used to, especially early in the season. You start to grip a little bit, you try to cheat.
Devin Head's an Eagle Scout. You can't throw a flag on an Eagle Scout.
You absolutely can. Those kerchiefs they wear around their necks are
Maybe
flags.
That's it. Maybe. Play fake. Going to the end zone, got a man, touchdown! Scotty McKnight, who scored last week, comes up with a score here. First completion for Hawkins, and it is for a score. Scotty McKnight, a great story too. A guy who was a walk-on, broke his ankle in the spring. Look at this. This is a thing of beauty right here.
Hawkins drops back, relaxes, delivers that ball. Ballany nowhere to be found. McKnight just doing a great job at finding that open spot somehow. Not the fastest guy in the world, but finds that open spot in the corner. And can't really blame the Sun Devils. Too many shots at the end zone did the Buffs have them.
Everhart's try for point is good, and just like that, it is a 14-0 Colorado lead, and their offense really hasn't gotten in the least bit untracked as yet. We're coming back.
I'd like a personal checking account.
Well, I'm all ears. What's your name?
Rob Lee.
All right, Bill, can I call you Willie?
Emma, how about a cup of coffee for Frank here?
Rob.
I heard that. You married Ernesto?
No.
Little something for the missus.
Here's your milkshake, Kenny.
Rob.
Personal checking at other banks isn't always personal.
I need you here, Teddy.
U.S. Bank checking is built around you with interest on balances, free internet bill pay, free ATMs, and the most reward choices, even cash back. U.S. Bank, 5-star service guaranteed. How many stars does your bank have?
Bye, Murray.
Rob.
Home is a refuge, a place to get away. Get away today and every day with comfortable home furnishings from Furniture Row Shopping Center. Hurry in soon. Our special Labor Day offer of no payments and no interest for 2 years is almost over. Plus, get incredible savings, all backed by our 200% guaranteed lowest price pledge. Don't get too relaxed yet. Furniture Row's no payments and no interest for 2 years offer ends Wednesday, September 12th. Home is here. Furniture Row Shopping Center.
Right now, get up to a $100 value American Express branded award card when you buy a set of eligible Bridgestone tires. For drivers who want to get the most out of their cars, it's Bridgestone or nothing.
When you need tires for less, come to Peerless. Tires for less.
Colorado on a defensive touchdown and the first pass completion of the game leads Arizona State 14-0. This game is brought to you in stunning high definition by Hitachi. So the Buffs will kick it off. Tyler Cope once again will do the kicking. He'll be kicking to Tryon, who will be receiving his third kickoff of the half. Of the quarter, actually. We're only about 8 minutes and 40 seconds into this football game. Kickoff moved back to the 30-yard line this year. Does encourage more run backs. People are concerned that perhaps there might be more serious injuries. You don't want to get a penalty. You don't want to over-celebrate on a kickoff, already on a touchdown. That's McGahey on the return. Gets it back to about the 21-yard line.
Rudy Carpenter came out in this game and threw an interception right to Wheatley. Wheatley, the all Big 12 corner, takes it into the end zone with a very athletic move. And Dan Hawkins gambling, taking 3 points off the board on a penalty.
That was Williams, and Williams on an open touchdown shot, just couldn't get it done. Then the punt, they take over, and there's his first completion.
Taking those points off the board, Barry, a big gamble for Hawkins, and it pays off, and that's just the type of coach he is.
Give this time is to Keaton Herring for the first time. He gets nothing, so far the running game just going nowhere. And the passing game, to tell you the truth, not going anywhere either. Combined, P, these two quarterbacks, 3 of 15 for 32 yards in this game.
And right now for Arizona State, the offensive line to me just looks slow. They have to get their run game going. We talked in the open of the show. That's the key for Colorado. If they can stop Torrey, they win this football game, especially with all the mistakes the Sun Devils have been making in special teams. They really need to get that offensive line going. They got a lot of fire under these guys and get them going, move out of the way so Torrey can have some holes.
Not to mention 3 costly penalties. 2 personal fouls and then a leaping penalty. Carpenter being flushed out of the pocket, running to his right, no place to go, and steps out of bounds after a gain of about 3. George Hippolyte ran him out. Right now, let's take a Kyocera game break. Here's Michael Eaves.
All right, Barry, number 22, Hawaii, struggling on the road against Louisiana Tech. A lot of people thought the Warriors could run the table this season, but they're going to have to go to overtime to get this victory. Colt Brennan, 521 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. It's tied all at 38 going to overtime. Barry, back to you.
Good effort by Louisiana Tech so far. You know, a running back did not touch the ball in their game last week.
Louisiana Tech's or Hawaii?
Hawaii.
That's a long trip for the Warriors.
Not one. Carpenter in trouble again. Down he goes. Taking his head off that time was Brandon Nicholas. Second sack. And the Buffs defensively are stepping up.
They look very fast out there, and they're playing with a real sense of purpose. The problem with Arizona State is They look like they have cinder blocks for feet right now offensively. Carpenter with a little bit of time to look downfield, and next thing you know, a defensive tackle right in your face, and that is not something easy to deal with. You might be able to get away from a linebacker or duck out of that tackle, but those defensive linemen get their hands on you, it's pretty much over.
It gets dark in a hurry, doesn't it? Chase McBride will be the deep man once again. Johnson, the punt, will hit this one just across the 5-yard line, so Colorado could conceivably get some pretty good field position once again here. A low kick. This is returnable. Short kick. McBride handles it at the 50-yard line. The man is overwhelmed. And a late flag comes in.
Well, if it's another special teams penalty, you got to figure it's on Arizona State.
Well, it might have just been a marker of where he fielded the ball, because the referee picks it up, puts it back in his pocket, so not a flag.
Right now, the confusion on Arizona State's sideline is reminiscent of the last couple years under Cutter. Erickson's in a tough spot right now. That's a nice hit on special teams. Finally turning it around a little bit. Omar Bolden coming down there, and he's a big freshman star, the fastest player on this Sun Devils team.
But again, only a 33-yard punt, and excellent field position for Colorado. They have it across the 50-yard line in Sun Devil territory. There's a pitch this time to Sumler, and then get England. Neither team able to run the football at all. So it'll be second down and 11. First down marker brought to you by Overstock.com. Your entire order ships for just $2.95 at Overstock.com. Live better with Overstock.com, because it's all about the ball right at the 50-yard line. Byron Ellis back in at the running back spot for Colorado. Colorado has 32 different personnel assignments. Personnel groupings. Hawkins throws to a wide open Joe Sanders, and Sanders going to have a first down. The ball's loose, and I believe the Sun Devils have this. No signal yet, and they do. And the man who was on it was Josh Barrett, so a completed pass for a first down, and then Sanders fighting for more yardage, spits the football up, and the Sun Devils will have it. Here's a look.
Sanders a big guy, and you always get nervous when the big guys are fighting for extra yards. You want that, but Troy Nolan comes in. Sanders already engaged with another guy, and that ball goes flying out there. Very difficult, but you see that from tight ends very often when they're fighting for extra yards. The ball just has a tendency to come out. Nolan holding on to him, and Wooten, the JC transfer, coming in and knocking that ball loose.
So first break of the ball game for Arizona State. Play fake, Carpenter in trouble again, gets flushed out of the pocket, comes to 35, and now they'll tuck it away and get down at about the 38, maybe the 39-yard line. Jordan Dizon making sure he goes no further. But again, they're getting right on it.
They are, and Rudy Carpenter does have some escapability. That time Dizon unable to get to him, but he gets out in space and looks downfield, and nobody's open. There's walk-on starting in that Colorado secondary. He should be able to find some people, but right now, the Buffs are playing some good D, covering well and getting after the quarterback. Can't ask for more than that.
Second down and 7. Carpenter getting terrain, and he is cracked. It was Herring, and he was cracked immediately. Herring was a little nicked up. There was some question as to whether or not he was going to play tonight, but he is out there.
Watch Ryan Walters, the free safety, come flying in there and delivering the blow right on the thighs of Keegan Herring, and that's a commitment by the safety to do that. Come flying in there. If it's a flea flicker, it's a touchdown for Arizona State, but Walters gambled that time, made the commitment, and made a big hit on Herring.
They have just not been able to run the football.
10 for -1 yard so far for Arizona State, and it's not going to win it.
Carpenter straight back on 3rd and 7. Throws over the middle, caught this time by Miller. That'll be a first down. Ball comes loose, and Colorado is going to have it. Jeff Smart was on it, short of midfield, and one turnover begets another turnover.
And both tight ends fumbling, trying to get extra yards. Brent Miller, of course, the brother of the famous Zach Miller, now with the Raiders. He's got both hands on the ball, running downfield. And again, that's Ryan Walters, a preseason all Big 12 guy. And sometimes, as a runner, there's nothing you can do about that. Head on the football, and it goes flying out. When it goes flying out that far, you know that there was some great force and momentum hitting that football. It's physics, but a great play by Ryan Walters, 2 in a row, stepping up for the Buffs on D.
Buffs D in general has stepped up tonight, just short of midfield. Cody Hawkins, the quarterback, under center with Sumler, the tailback. Hawkins will go up on first down, and that's going to be a hold, I'm quite sure. Yes, it is. Tryon just would not let the receiver get off him. Can't do that. Jarrell Yates was the intended receiver, had no chance at all. It's just a question of whether they call it holding or pass interference.
Cody Hawkins just catching Justin Tryon with the
Pass interference.
pump fake.
Defense number 4. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
All right, let's go down to the sideline. Jimmy Watson, what do you got?
Hey guys, it's hard to believe that Cody Hawkins is only playing in his second collegiate game, but they found a way to get him some real game experience. At least that's what they're calling it. They use a thing called the simulator, which basically is a computer program that tests quarterbacks' reads, and the coaches can monitor the progress. Colorado uses it. In fact, Mark Helfrich, the assistant coach, brought it to Boulder from right here at Arizona State, but it's not working for Rudy Carpenter tonight.
Not at all. Here's Sumler on the give this time. He didn't get anything. Lost about a half yard. I like that thing, though. I think it's really a terrific idea.
Thank you.
Well, it's wonderful. It's great to play quarterback when nobody's hitting you. A lot of quarterbacks have a great time playing quarterback when you're out there in practice and you never get hit. You just kind of float around and you get some gel in your hair and do your thing. And you're always going out with the best-looking cheerleader. But once you get out there in the football game and start taking it on the chin from dudes like Robert James, who just made the last play, it gets a little more difficult. The video game, God, makes you feel great.
Cody Hawkins, though, said it really helps him with his reads, with his progression. With the gun again, play fake. Hawkins throws, wide open this time. The hitch route is McKnight. McKnight's going to be stopped short of the first down. Going to mark this at about the 34-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 4.
McKnight's been doing a great job in this football game thus far, and Hawkins has been trying to find his favorite receiver, Scotty McKnight, playing in his second game ever, young man out of Orange County, California. Just doing a great job, and Hawkins loves to find him. That kid, not super fast, got just beautifully soft hands, and
always
finds
seems to
open
be,
spots.
I was going to say, always seems to be open, doesn't it? 2 wideouts and a tight end now in this alignment on 3rd and 4. Hawkins short drop, going to throw again. Now he steps up, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down. The ball comes loose, but we'll see if he was down. I think the officials are going to say he was down, and they are emphatically saying that. Dexter Davis recovered the ball, but it will be for naught.
Well, Cody Hawkins is, like Waddy said, just playing in his second game. You got to cover that ball up with 2 hands. Seems to hit the foot. And it doesn't look like he was down. He was kind of sitting on the stomach of the tackler.
Pretty close.
You don't expect the foot to knock that ball out, that's for sure.
Well, they're going to go.
Something A-State wants to challenge.
4th down and 2. And they're going to go empty. 4 wide receivers now to the right side. Hawkins going to throw it, runs out of time, and now he has to unload it, throws it out of bounds, and the ball will go over on downs to the Sun Devils. So the struggles for Cody Hawkins continue. Mike Marquardt was putting a big push on Hawkins.
And Marquardt is the most legitimate Pac-10 lineman that A-State has. He is a star for them in the middle, and they need him desperately because they are very thin up front, doing a great job getting to Hawkins, getting to his legs and rolling him up. Hawkins not particularly strong with the arm anyway, and if he doesn't have those legs and those hips to pop that ball through, that ball is going to float just like that one did.
These 2 quarterbacks combined now in this first quarter, 6 for 19, 57 yards, a touchdown, interception.
You could officially call it a sloppy first quarter.
Very much so. Keegan Herring will be the running back now for the Sun Devils. This is Herring, left side, left, maybe a yard. And they will give him forward progress, maybe 2 yards. Dizon on the stop again. 22 tackles last week, and we're calling his name a lot here tonight, too.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. He is a fine player, and those are just the kind of guys you love to watch play college football. Big, swole arms, you know, can barely walk around. Not a lot of shirts that fit the guy.
He's chasing wild boar, I'm telling you. He's a tough guy. That's going to bring us...
about that story, Barry.
End of the first period. A look at the scoreboard shows the Colorado Buffaloes 14 and the hometown Arizona State Sun Devils nothing. Second quarter coming up.
What do you value? Do you value clean, inexhaustible solar energy? Do you value the comfort and safety of those you love? Do you value the innovations that make home life more livable, convenient, and enjoyable? Or maybe you value a simple way of reaching out to those you love. In so many things you value, Kyocera brings new value to your world. Kyocera, the new value frontier.
We're America's largest refiner, and some of the vehicles we fuel don't travel on roads. For those that do, we make some of the cleanest gasoline on the planet, and every drop is performance guaranteed. And our employees contribute over 200,000 hours a year in our communities. We know you probably don't think about these things when you think of Valero. That's okay, just as long as when you do think of us, you think of this. Valero, the energy to take you anywhere.
In business, time is of the essence. To stay competitive, you need to get more out of finite resources. Qwest provides tailored network data and voice solutions. Because when networks are optimized, your business can flourish. Get Qwest, get nimble. The choice of 95% of Fortune 500 companies.
The Qwest Rocky Mountain Showdown is brought to you by Qwest, your spirit of service in action.
We begin the second quarter. Barry Tompkins, Petros Papadakis, Jimmy Watson on the sidelines. 14-0 ball game. Colorado, neither team able to do any business offensively, and that is Ryan Terrain being tended to on the sideline. They're wrapping his ankle. It does not look too serious, but serious enough that he's not in the ball game. Dimitri Nance is now the lone running back. And this is Nance, and Nance gets a little room. We'll get it up short of the 40-yard line. We'll take a time right now for a Kyocera game break. Here once more is Michael Eaves.
Hey, Barry, dramatic finish to number 22 Hawaii and Louisiana Tech. The Warriors scored a touchdown in overtime to take the lead. Tech responded with a touchdown, but instead of kicking the extra point, they went for two. They don't get it. Another huge day for Colt Brennan, though. 546 yards, 4 touchdowns. Hawaii escapes with a 1-point victory. Barry?
All right, thanks, Michael. A la Boise State against Oklahoma, except they made it work. So on third down, Carpenter in trouble, has to step up, might get the first down. He does. Great job by Rudy Carpenter. He was surrounded. They just couldn't get a hand on him.
Rudy Carpenter really showing his escapability there, but usually he's able to escape and deliver the ball to a wide receiver, Jeff Smart, making a nice shoestring tackle.
$14-0. Colorado over ASU, just underway second quarter. First down on a busted play by Rudy Carpenter at the 47-yard line. Empty backfield this time. Carpenter will go out of the gun. Here comes the rush. Carpenter has to step up again. Throws underneath this time. The drag pattern. The catch is made by Burgess. And Burgess is going to have a first down and a lot more, and now a late flag. And this may go against Arizona State too. I believe this is going to be a personal foul against ASU.
Well, right now the Sun Devils, if that's true, or if it's not true, Barry, they're not playing with a lot of poise thus far in this football game. It's just been a nightmare of a half. Colorado hadn't done a lot offensively, but they've done enough to score one touchdown, and other than that, it's been all Colorado defense and all ASU special teams mistakes.
Personal foul
there you
against
go.
ASU. Their third personal foul of the game, and they've all been costly. Fifth penalty, 61 yards in penalties, and of course, ASU had the most penalty yards in the Pac-10 each of the last 2 years.
15-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the run, 1st and 10.
So it is a first down. Zach Krula was the guilty party.
And he knows better than that. He's been here at Arizona State for 6 years. supposed to be a professor when it's all over, when he's done with his career as a football player. And if you're an older player like that, and your offense is trying to get going, having a difficult time, and finally they find Rudy Burgess, who is finally healthy and gets the ball downfield with a penalty going backwards again, just a very costly mistake.
You saw the things that have befallen Kula. On first down, Carpenter steps away from pressure and now throws, and there's nobody there. And again, just good pressure up front that time was Jeff Smart coming from middle backer position to put the rush on Carpenter. Let's go to the sideline once more. We'll put the rush on Jimmy Watson. Waddy?
Barry Walters and Wheatley are having a great game, and remember, they're playing with some purpose. Back in 04 and 05, their position coach at Colorado was Craig Bray, who's now the defense coordinator here at ASU. Walters said, me and Coach Bray didn't always see eye to eye. I have respect for him, but I'm definitely playing with a chip on my shoulder. Bray said about it, who cares what they think? They never played for me at Colorado. They were always on the bench. But I'll tell you what, both guys are paying them back already. Wheatley with the pick and the prance. Walters caused the fumble.
Absolutely. Keegan Herring is the running back. He gets the call, tries to bounce it outside, stays on his feet, fumble the ball, and it goes out of bounds fortuitously for Arizona State. Jeff Smart just had him and couldn't quite corral him.
Herring does get away from Smart here, and finally a hole. Nice block by Gustavus, but Keegan Herring just can't hold it. Was Waddy Chris doing the balls or something before this football game? What's going on out there?
Down there?
Stay out of the ball bags, Waddy.
So they will bring that back, even though the fumble wound up past the first down marker. You can advance that, so it'll be marked at the 40-yard line. It'll be 3rd and a yard. Herring remains a lone setback. Herring again at the right side, and he's going to be stopped short at the 40-yard line. And again, it was Jordan Dizon. When Dizon gets a hand on you, he doesn't let you go.
Well, the young man out of Waimea, Hawaii, with those giant swole arms, just putting it down. On Keegan Herring, Ryan Terrain, it doesn't matter who's running the ball. Rudy Carpenter, he is owning this Arizona State offense right now, and I don't see a lot of sense of urgency from the Sun Devils here. They're going to go for it on 4th down, but they better come with something because they've been very lackadaisical and just kind of tired looking in this football game. I know it's hot, but it's hot for both teams, and Colorado's doing well.
Ryan Terrain back in the ball game, so he gets the call, and I don't think he got there. Great job once again by Brown. This will all depend on the spot, but where they're lining up, it's going to be well short. And I believe Colorado's going to take over. Colorado, and you spoke of a sense of urgency. Colorado has it, and the Sun Devils don't right now.
Well, they're doing a great job. Brad Jones mugged up there, doing a great job. Ryan Walters, and look at Erickson. Just can't believe he can get no push on the line of scrimmage with his veteran offensive line and the very thin defensive line of Colorado.
We're coming back, 14-0 Buffs.
The true power and beauty of HDTV is often hidden, unable to be seen. Only Hitachi Original Technologies unleash the true power and beauty of everything you watch on HDTV. Introducing the new Hitachi line of Full HD 1080 televisions. Only from Hitachi.
Nothing like a little fish. Except for saving $1,000 at Mount States Toyota. Right. You guys saved? You did go to Mountain States, right?
No. Our goal is to increase your savings by at least $1,000 on new Toyotas. Mountain States Toyota, I-25 and Highway 36 exit.
Home is a refuge, a place to get away. Get away today and every day with comfortable home furnishings from Furniture Row Shopping Center. Hurry in soon. Our special Labor Day offer of no payments and no interest for 2 years is almost over. Plus, get incredible savings, all backed by our 200% guaranteed lowest price pledge. Don't get too relaxed yet. Furniture Row's no payments and no interest for 2 years offer ends Wednesday, September 12th. Home is here. Furniture Row Shopping Center.
MSN.
Colorado will have the football at its own 40-yard line, leading 14-0, 12:15 remaining here in the first half. Let's take a moment to recognize the U.S. Bank Pac-10 Players of the Week from last week. Ben Olsen, 5 touchdown passes in his win over Stanford. Robert James, who we're watching tonight, the linebacker from ASU, 10 tackles, a pick, and a sack. And Deshaun Johnson, was that 77-yard return a thing of beauty?
The guy is unbelievable. And with another touchdown today, Deshaun Jackson looks like he's really in the running for a Heisman, even if they don't kick to him.
40-yard line, the worst starting position for Colorado today. That'll give you an idea what this game has been like. Sumler gets a little gap, and a late flag comes in. Sumler picks up about 9 yards, but we'll see about the flag. Deshaun Jackson, of course, we were talking about. California had another big day today. And it's going to be a hold against Colorado, nullifying that 9-yard gain of Sumler. For Arizona State offensively, I mean, it's been a nightmare. They've had 3 turnovers, 5 penalties.
Offense number 21. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, first down.
5 penalties, all of which were costly. Only 2 of 7 on third down conversions. They missed their only attempt at a fourth down. They've run 25 plays for only 75 yards thus far. Byron Ellis is going to be the running back now for Colorado, as they are now back in a 1st and 19 situation. Go from the gun once again. Cody Hawkins straight back. Goes a little out this time, and the catch is made by McKnight, but that's only going to be a gain of about 3 or 4. Let's go to the sidelines right now, see if we can find out what the deal is with Ryan Terrain. Here's Jim Watson.
Well, here's your big update, Barry. It's hot in Phoenix.
Thank you.
These guys have a lot of cramps. Ryan Terrain's got a cramp in his right calf. He keeps working it out. He's been in and out of the ball game. They keep trying to get fluids in him. Keep trying to stretch it out. Kyle Williams is on his way to the locker room. He also had some cramps in his right calf and maybe got kicked in it as well. And Rudy Burgess is riding the bike. Don't these guys live here? What's wrong with Colorado? They seem to be handling it. Maybe it's a lead.
It's still hot. It was 102 at kickoff, incidentally. Sanders on the receiving end of that pass. And he's going to get close to a first down, but I believe he's going to be about 2 yards short.
Sanders fumbling earlier. Same guy made the tackle that time, Nolan. And he's a pretty good tight end. Good size, 6'3", 235 senior out of Nashville, Tennessee. Taking the ball down the sideline with some authority. And right now you see what Cody Hawkins has. He does have the ability to find different people. He does a great job of identifying them and getting the ball out. The problem is the arm isn't super strong, and sometimes it takes a little while to get there.
So it'll be 3rd down, about 2. Go out of the I formation. You give this time nothing to it. Summer's going to be stopped before he got started. Interestingly enough, I mean, some of the numbers in this game, Pete, very unusual. Obviously, the scoreboard's the most important number. Colorado leads at 14-0. Colorado does not have a first down that was not gotten on a penalty. So their offense has not generated a first down, but they have 2 touchdowns on the board.
They've had a very difficult time moving the football. Even though Cody Hawkins looks confident, he is just playing in his 2nd football game ever. That time the A-State D, which has not played poorly in this football game, coming up big.
And here's the punt. It's going to be returned this time by Kimbrough. The flag is down, and you have an idea that Arizona State's going to move further back into its own territory. So things going from bad to worse for Arizona State. And Colorado offensively has been struggling as well. And yet they lead it 14-0.
Well, that is the mark of an undisciplined team. When you have trouble on special teams, turnovers on special teams, mistakes on special teams, and most of all, penalties on special teams.
And they're going to go backward again here. 43-yard punt, a 7-yard return by Kimbrough. But they will have to start from somewhere around their own 12-yard line. So it has been a tough go, without question, for Arizona State. As Jim Watson pointed out, 102 degrees at kickoff. Down from about 108 this afternoon. So
thought it was hot last week in Los Angeles. It's getting tougher and tougher. Even up here in the booth, Barry.
It
We're
is.
having a hard time.
It is warm. You know, you talked earlier about the fact that the depth on Colorado's defense, especially on the down line, is not great. So you have to wonder if attrition could become a part of this game.
It could later in this game if Arizona State can hang in there in the fourth quarter. You have to figure, just like Waddy said, they're used to it. They live here in the desert. They practice in this all the time. They don't have an indoor facility. They should be able to kind of surge back, at least with their conditioning.
Illegal substitution on the return team. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. The enforcement of the 5 yards will result in a first down.
So this is going to remain in the hands now of Colorado after all of that. Well, Colorado is getting every break in the book here.
One special teams mistake that Arizona State has made in this game is enough to drive a coach crazy. These things are starting to get to the point where you can't count them all on one hand. This has been a nightmare half for Arizona State, and not only have they made mistakes, but they've appeared complacent offensively, and Colorado's just laughing. They'll take it with a redshirt freshman quarterback.
And really, it was an administrative penalty. It was an illegal substitution. The give this time is to Celestine, and Celestine will get it to about the 43-yard line. Celestine normally a wide out, but sometimes he will line up on a wing back or a backfield position. Again, we talked about all the personnel groupings that Dan Hawkins has, and it really keeps the defense guessing.
Well, there was hundreds that he had when he was at Boise State, of course, also with Coach Peterson, but now they're only down to something in the 60s, which is still pretty confusing. Tryon making the stop there. Kendrick Celestine, that's his first touch ever. He's a true freshman out of Louisiana, 5'11", 180, and he's a guy that was very confused, Hawkins was telling us about all those personnel groupings.
From Mamou, Louisiana. Kevin Lloyd in the ball game now. And we get whistles once again, but that will just be a quick whistle to stop the play. Byron Ellis carried for about a yard. It's going to be 3rd down and 3. So here's what has befallen both these teams in the first half. Have been 4 turnovers, 86 yards and penalties, most of them against Arizona State. 124 total yards. It's not been a thing of beauty on either side, but I think the standout thus far has been the defensive play of Colorado.
And Arizona State has not been bad defensively. They've just been let down by their special team.
3rd down, about 3. Hawkins will go up, steps up, throws long, and it's incomplete. Vasquez was put a pretty good push that time on Cody Hawkins. And so it'll be 4th down, and Colorado will have to punt. Again, no first downs. No first downs that weren't made by penalties. Good pressure that time.
Luis Vasquez, yeah, Barry, coming around the edge, beating the tackle. He's another JC transfer, and that's the guys that Erickson gets to fill the gaps when he takes over the program. Luis Vasquez doing a great job coming off the edge on that one.
Kim Broby, the deep man, to receive the punt of DeLalo. This one's going to go into the end zone. First touchback ever by DeLalo. So it's an evening of firsts. 14-0. Buffaloes lead the Sun Devils.
ASU has a unique approach. Students and faculty want to turn the things they learn into action. The factor that plays into the energy around ASU is that it's constantly changing, it's constantly growing.
Everyone here wants to be someone and wants to become someone.
The vision of the university and where it's going has always been exciting. How can we make things happen?
Through ideas, through thinking.
And I don't think that energy will ever change. It's moving, and you feel that. That's what makes ASU so different.
Office Liquidators has Colorado's largest selection and lowest prices on new and used office furniture. Truckloads of premier office furniture from .coms to telecoms are delivered weekly to our 50,000 square foot showroom at 6th and Sims in Lakewood. And it's all available at a fraction of the original cost. Check online at officeliquidators.com for in-store coupon savings up to $500 for your office, your community, and our world. Office Liquidators, making a difference since 1985 at 6th and Sims in Lakewood.
This is too easy, man.
How did you pull it back together after what happened to you?
You become someone else. A stranger. It's all you are now. There's no going back.
believe the fear belonged to other people. Weaker people.
What do you want, cops?
You wish.
The Brave One. Rated R. Starts September 14th.
14-0 ball game. Just over 9 minutes remaining to be played here in the first half. And this has been a kind of game that just simply has been sloppy as we take a look at the Jack Lynx in the trenches. And experience and size up front for the Arizona State Sun Devils. 5 of these guys have already graduated from college. One of them is a 6th-year player. They're big. They average 315 pounds. Paul Fanica, the right guard, goes about 359. They got a backup, Richard Tuitu, who's 350. They're big.
No push, though, so far in this football game. They've had a very difficult time moving that very thin Colorado D-line.
Terrain back in the ball game now at running back. Carpenter short drop will throw. Steps up, throws caught by McGahey. McGahey is going to be about a yard short of the first down. Terrence Wheatley on the tackle.
Well, Barry, we've been talking a lot about Rudy Carpenter. Terrence Wheatley been putting it on him so far in this game. Rudy Carpenter, a guy in 2005 that had the greatest passing efficiency in the NCAA. Just a brilliant year. Didn't know he was going to start. Sam Keller went down. Last year, things got a lot tougher, and everybody's waiting for Rudy to recapture that 05 flavor that he had, and a lot of people thought it was going to happen under Dennis Erickson. Hasn't happened so far tonight.
5 of 11, 62 yards. The give this time is to Terrain. He's taking people with him. That's what he does, and that'll be an Arizona State first down. Rudy Carpenter, we talked about him. I mean, he's very much a free spirit, very much his own guy. He collects shoes, you know.
Yeah, he loves tennis shoes. He's not collecting penny loafers and topsiders. He's got a lot of tennis shoes, and they're scattered all over his apartment. He was a star in Southern California and a championship quarterback. Came here as a big-time recruit and has delivered in spots. But like we said, last year was a tough year, and so far tonight, he's had a difficult time. His first pass picked off by Terrence Wheatley and taken to the house.
Give this time is to Terrain. Slips a tackle, gets into the open for a moment. Going to pick up another first down on the longest run from scrimmage in the ballgame for either team. A pickup of 11, and it's going to be just short of the 45-yard line. Let's go down to the sidelines right now to Jim Watson. Waddy?
You guys are talking about Rudy Carpenter, and he was terrific 2 years ago. Last year he struggled. Remember, he admitted to us that because of that whole 180 that Dirk Cutter pulled last year with his quarterbacks, he just put too much pressure on himself and tried too much. But when given a chance, this guy can produce. His first pass today put him over 5,000 yards for his career, and through 2 seasons, he's got more touchdowns and more passing yards than any Sun Devil quarterback ever.
And there have been some good ones come through here. First down, nothing doing. Right now, we're going to jump away for a Kyocera game break. Once more, here's Michael Eaves.
All right, Barry, number 13, Auburn getting all it can handle from South Florida. The Bulls actually jumped out to a 14-3 lead. Back come the Tigers. Brandon Cox back of the end zone to Gabe McKenzie. They lead it right now 17-14, but the Bulls are threatening yet again. Cox getting it done, but not with the best numbers. Less than 100 yards passing, Barry.
All right, thanks very much, Michael. And ASU now going with a no huddle as they hurry to the line of scrimmage on second down. The ball right at the 45-yard line. They go with an empty backfield. 5 receivers in the ballgame. Carpenter gets time, throws it complete, batted in the air, and almost intercepted. Good coverage once again. Chappelle Brown was there.
The angry Arizona State crowd wanting pass interference there, but that's a tough call to make on a short pass. Trying to get a sense of urgency, going no huddle. Rudy slings it out there, and Chappelle Brown goes down. I just don't know if anybody got their hands on him. It was Chappelle Brown on the coverage, Rudy Burgess. Ball was intended for him.
Third down and 10. Carpenter straight back. Here comes the blitz. They chase him out of the pocket. He's at the 40, the 45, midfield. I believe he's going to be a little bit short. And again, it will depend on the mark. Dizon chased him out of there and stopped him with a fingertip tackle, and he's going to be about a half-yard short. Now, they went for it on fourth down, right at about the same spot a few minutes ago, did not get it.
Rudy Carpenter making that decision, and he wasn't going to run out of bounds there, diving for that first down, trying to compete, and this is the most life we've seen out of this Sun Devil offense thus far. I don't think Colorado's getting tired. I just think the Sun Devils are starting to get their bearings. real complacent after a victory over San Jose State, and I'm really surprised with the way they came out of this game, and now Rudy's going to have to call a timeout. They're still just a bit haphazard in this half.
First time that they have been in Colorado territory this evening, and they will take a timeout to talk over this 4th down play. They tried a 4th and just about the same yardage, a little less than a yard a little while ago, and it gave the ball to Terrain, who was stuffed. Well, when we return, we're going to send you to our College Football Saturday studio. We'll get another update with Michael Lee.
How hard do they hit? How fast do they react? How high can they fly? Introducing Sports Science, the groundbreaking new weekly series that puts the world's greatest athletes under the microscope and reveals the hidden mysteries of sports like you've never seen before. Sports Science premieres September 30th on FSN.
Want a big eat for a tiny price? That's huge. Tackle your hunger with the Pizza Hut Pizzone. Over 1 pound of cheese and toppings for just $5.99 or 2 for $10.99. Get way more. Get America's favorite pizza, Pizza Hut, now online.
In the time it takes you to watch this commercial, you could be shopping for homes right from your living room sofa. Just press 888 on your Comcast digital remote. Then go to Real Estate and Home Listings. Search by builder or location. Find a realtor. Walk through some of the newest communities in Colorado. Buying or selling a new or resale home can sometimes be confusing. Let an expert help. Call Greg Margheim or Kelly Sofinos from Fuller Town and Country today. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, Searchlight 888. See what's waiting for you right now.
Did you just double dip?
You know it.
Pizza Hut's Dippin' Strips Pizza. Designed with 16 strips custom made for dippin' and 3 tasty sauces. Get a 1 topping for just $9.99 from America's favorite pizza. Pizza Hut, now online.
Coming up on the Hitachi Halftime Show, a top 10 clash down on the Bayou. Number 2 LSU, number 9 Virginia Tech. 14th ranked UCLA looking to start the season 2-0. Plus, we'll break down all the scores and highlights from the Pac-10. And DeMarco Farr is waiting for your text questions. That's next on the Hitachi Halftime Show. Right now, though, let's send it back out to Tim Peete, Barry Petros, and Waddy.
All right, thanks very much, Michael. So a lot to talk about for those guys at halftime on the Hitachi Halftime Show. Meantime, Arizona State looking at a 4th down, less than a yard. Terrain will be the setback. 2 wide receivers to the left side of the field. Now in motion comes McGahan. Kimbrough. Play fake. Carpenter rolls out. Going to throws underneath. Catch made by Kimbrough. 40, 35. And cracked as against the 33-yard line. But a little wrinkle that time by Dennis Erickson.
And I like that call a whole lot. You move Kimbrough, you bring him through the line and take him out to the flat. You're going to see him going across the screen and then just angling toward the sideline, doing a great job of execution. Everybody expecting that ball to go to Terrain. P.J. Dykes runs him out of bounds, and you see Rudy Carpenter finally starting to feel it in this football game, but they got a long way to go.
Yeah, but they are getting a little bit more of a rhythm, as you point out. Again, they go with no huddle on 1st down. Ball marked right at about 33-yard line. Terrain still the setback. Carpenter going to go up on 1st down. Now he gets out of the pocket again. He's in trouble, and he's cracked. And the ball pops loose, but they're going to say Carpenter was down. This will not be a fumble.
Rudy Carpenter has had some issues dealing with the pass rush. Colorado's defense deserves a lot of credit in this football game for capitalizing on the A-State mistakes and building this 14-0 lead. Definitely down, and the whistles blew there. Brad Jones on the tackle, very physical tackle on Carpenter, and they're just having a very difficult time. Rudy escaping, not able to get rid of that ball. That ball's got to come out, even if he's on the run. He's good at that. He's got to trust it.
Brad Jones, of course, has a brother who plays for Arizona State, Preston Jones. We may see him later tonight. Here comes a blitz again. Carpenter has to roll away from it. He's under deep pressure here. Missed by 1 man to the 30, 25 out of bounds. That'll be close to a 1st down. Good job by Rudy Carpenter that time to avoid a tackle.
And here's Carpenter once again. You see the blitz coming. All sorts of different guys in the backfield. Mo Lucas with the most pressure, unable to get to Carpenter, and he finally slides out of bounds. He's going to be tired.
Going to get a measurement here. I think this may be a little bit short, but they'll have to bring the chains all the way across the field.
You know your quarterback's a wacky guy when he wears the one sleeve on and then the one sleeve off.
That's a good look. Carpenter's very much his own man.
Collect shoes.
Some people collect stamps.
You know me, I like action figures.
I know you do. Bobbleheads too, right?
Anything that looks like a person but isn't really.
That's why you work with me.
Much smaller. Than you, the bobblehead.
No, thank you. And that is a first down, so nice job by Carpenter. Carpenter's been under siege most of the night, however.
He has, and it certainly has gotten to him. We've seen in situations where he's dropped back and just delivered the ball. The ball's been off or intercepted. He just has had a very difficult night. It seems he's been at his best when he's been on the run, but he does have to settle down and start throwing the football even if there is pressure and get these wide receivers involved, because this is not an experienced group that he has. And if they're going to get through a Pac-10 season together, these guys are going to have to start producing for Rudy and help him out when he's on the run, come back to the football.
You see right there, this is the 10th play of this drive. So by far the best drive of the evening. Short drop this time. Carpenter throws wide open Burgess. And Burgess gets out of the grasp of one man. He's going to be close, and I believe we'll have another first down. Burney couldn't hang on to him. And DJ Dykes finally came up to make the stop, and I think there's going to be another Arizona State first down. Right now, let's go down to Waddy. Waddy?
Yeah, a bit more on Ryan Terrain. It wasn't just a cramp on that right leg, guys. He got hit on the right ankle, and they took off his shoe and they put on a plastic brace around his right ankle, so he's not 100%. We were standing on the bench, and he was asked, "Are you okay?" And he gave it kind of a thumbs up, thumbs down, and kind of wiggled his hand like, "I'm okay." But hey, he's in the game.
And he split to the far side of the field. Empty backfield. 5 potential receivers. Carpenter again, he's got to step up, and he's hit right as he throws. And again, it was Brad Jones who was right in his field, so they are really doing a pretty nice job on forcing Carpenter to either step up or flushing him out of the pocket altogether.
They are, but that's on Rudy Carpenter right there. You're going to see the empty backfield. That means there's nobody there to pick up the blitz. Krula's got to take the inside guy, and Rudy Carpenter's got to have his eyes on Brad Jones, see him coming, and get the ball out to a hot route. If Brad Jones is on his way in, that means somebody's open, especially with 5 guys out in the route. Rudy Carpenter's just not very sharp right now in this football game. He's showing some flashes of coming back to life, but it's a long way coming.
And now Carpenter's going to call another timeout on 2nd and 10. Plenty of time left here, 4:17 left in the first half. And Dennis Erickson will ask for a timeout. His team trailing 14-0. College Football Saturday on FSN is brought to you by Verizon Wireless, by Aflac, ask about it at work, and the First Down Marker is brought to you by Overstock.com. With the convenience of shopping at home, you can save up to 70% on amazing deals from Overstock.com. It's all about the O. Pretty good look right there at the Mill Avenue area right near the university here. This is where it all happens if you happen to be 25 or younger.
It really pops off if you're a young person.
I'm telling you.
I like to just hide in the hotel and watch the children walk up and down the street and enjoy the nightlife.
I know you do. You can see what Arizona State has done so far as first downs are concerned. 8 tonight, but 5 of them coming on this current drive, which has now spanned 11 plays.
The crowd's starting to show some life. Arizona State starting to show some life in this half of stifling heat and sloppy football.
2nd down and 10, the ball at the 12-yard line. Terrain, or rather Carpenter out of the gun again, going to the end zone this time, and the ball is caught, but let's see, was he inbounds? Yes, touchdown. Michael Jones made the catch, kept the foot down.
Finally something for the faithful to cheer about. Carpenter getting excited. Very basic fade route. Carpenter able to step into the throw. And they do it on Benjamin Burney, not Wheatley, who's the better corner. Mike Jones, 6'4", 208, a junior, using his hands like Herman Moore back in the day for the Detroit Lions and coming up with that ball. Young man out of Sugar Land, Texas. Mike Jones, not the rapper, very famous rapper out of Texas named Mike Jones, but not the same dude.
Heck of a grab, and being able to, I think they're going to talk about this, but I'm quite sure this will stand.
Good protection. Colorado defense may be a little tired. Not bad coverage either, even though his back is to the ball.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
And they did take a look at it, and that's that.
Good idea. Take a look, make sure you're right. I thought he did a great job to keep the foot down, juggle the ball, and then grasp it before that foot came off the turf.
A beautiful look from our guys, and you can't leave any doubt when you're in that little tiny corner there. You have to hold that ball with two hands. Hold it as hard as you can.
So the try for point now. Thomas Weber, who was perfect last week, keeps that perfect string going. 7 for 7 in extra points, and he had a 44-yard field goal as well.
The Verizon Wireless Broadband Access Card transforms any time into productive time. So when you're on the go, so is the network. It's 100% business and 0% office. Get a free broadband access card and connect to email, downloads, and browse the internet on America's most reliable wireless broadband network. Verizon Wireless. It's the network.
When water damage invades your home, call the Bright Green Cleanup Team at 1-800-SERVPRO. The training to make it like it never even happened.
Man, I really missed watching the Steelers every Sunday. So I switched to DirecTV and got NFL Sunday Ticket this season.
Dear Diary, I want my NFL Sunday Ticket and my home team.
Join now and get 4 months free of our Best TV package with DirecTV's NFL Sunday Ticket.
Sun Devils score. It's now a 14-7 ball game after a tough start. Carpenter 2 for his first 7. He's now 6 for his last 9. Starting to get into a little bit of a rhythm, and that play, the touchdown catch, and a nice one by Jones. And oh, by the way, a perfectly thrown ball. The Buffaloes now wait to receive this kick, and it is going to stay in bounds. And it's finally picked up by Wheatley, and he's got no place to go. Going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. He was waiting for that ball to go out of bounds, and it never did.
Can't kick it any better than that. And right now, Arizona State looking a little better on special teams. Terrell Jones with a big hit. Starting to come to life in this football game. Look at the spin on this football. Kind of like a cue ball or one of those crazy pool trick shows.
And it never did turn the way that Wheatley expected it would.
Sparky's watching.
So now it's going to be the Buffaloes who really have not been able to get it done on the offensive end either. Colorado just 55 total yards of offense. At their own 15-yard line. Pitch to Sumner. Tries the left side. Nothing. Lost about 2. Gerald Munns back up middle backer on the stop.
Gerald Munns doing a great job running through there, a slow developing pitch play for Colorado, and watch Munns just run through right there into the gap and make the play. Offensive line wasn't ready for that, and that was superior quickness being showed by the backup middle backer.
Sumner now 7 carries, minus 1 yard. That will not get it done. Now they go out of the gun. Sun Devils show blitz, now they back out of it. Kind of a 4-man rush. The center snap is juggled. The pass is incomplete right through the hands of Patrick Williams, and now a late flag. And once again, Sun Devils continue to self-destruct. It was Josh Barrett.
Josh Barrett's a defensive MVP, NFL caliber guy, the best player probably on this Arizona State team, and he knows better than that. Putting the hand in the back of the receiver and pushing him down.
Well, no question about it.
Patrick Williams, the man that took the hit, and Just an unfortunate play by Josh Barrett.
Personal foul. Defense number 19. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
In one word to describe the Sun Devils' first half, you got to say undisciplined.
Fifth penalty. And they've all been costly. They've all come in times that have really hurt the Sun Devils. And there could have been a change of possession, as was the case right there. Hawkins going to throw on first down. Throws and again unable to make the grab. Third drop by Patrick Williams, and that ball's in his hands.
Young man's having a very, very difficult night thus far. Junior out of DeSoto, Texas. In the opener, had 5 catches for 59 yards. There is a penalty flag out there.
Well, a first down marker brought to you by Overstock.com. Save up to 70% on brand name products. Live better with Overstock.com. It's all about the... Oh. Hold against Colorado. That'll back them up to the 20-yard line. And a good look at Dan Hawkins. Hawk, as he is called by everyone. Look at Cody Hawkins' numbers. He's been victimized on 2 occasions. Now he throws almost intercepted, and it is intercepted. Picked off this time, and the game's going to be tied with an extra point. Troy Nixon gets the deflection, takes it 25 yards, and now the Sun Devils, Troy Nolan, I beg your pardon, now the Sun Devils an opportunity to tie the game.
Probably an ill-advised pass to begin with. It was Robert James that originally had a shot at it. Sumler never turned his head around to get that ball. Not a good throw by Hawkins. He victimized himself that time, Barry, and that's the old tip drill. Troy Nolan Jr. out of the College of the Canyons, Southern California, coming up with a big play.
Taking it to the house, we've had a pick for a score for both teams now, and now the try for point. This will tie it up. It is no good, so this game will remain a 1-point lead for Colorado.
Luann has a knife!
Put the knife down.
Luann, what are you doing?
I'm having lunch from KFC. It's real food, which requires a fork and a knife.
It's KFC, people.
Have a real meal for lunch. Come to KFC for any of our new $2.99 deals. World-famous chicken, choice of a side, and a flaky biscuit. Grab lunch for just $2.99. KFC chicken now has the same great taste with 0 grams of trans fat per serving.
I used to be a dreamer.
I used to be a dreamer.
I used to be a dreamer. Now I'm a doer.
At World Financial Group, we're pretty sure you don't want to wait for the future. You shouldn't have to compromise your dreams either. You've got your life plans. We've got your financial strategies. World Financial Group. Let's get on with it.
So it is a 14-13 ball game. Weber with the miss on the extra point. He kicks it off now, and this is going to be Wheatley coming out of his own end zone. It's the 20-yard line. A little bit of a gap. Across the 25 to about the 26. Let's take another look at that extra point.
And just another special teams mistake. Weber had it all lined up, perfectly done there. Got his foot on it. Just pushed it over there. Lots of special teams mistakes for Arizona State. I mean, this has been unbelievable. Dennis Erickson is not going to be happy with this performance. Cody Hawkins also having a difficult half. Tough interception he just threw right there. Came into the game with everybody saying this kid doesn't make a lot of mistakes, but that was a pretty big mistake.
Yes, it was. So first down for Colorado at the 26-yard line. Play fake. Hawkins going up. He's got a man wide open. And this time a catch made by McKnight at midfield to the 45-yard line. Biggest offensive play of the night for Colorado. Gain of 29. And again, it's McKnight, who just always seems to be running all by himself.
He finds a way to get underneath the safety and then above the other guy. Troy Nolan was out there. The play fakes have been working great for the Buffs so far and buying Hawkins a lot of time. Not really sure why they haven't been able to run the football at all in this game, but again, McKnight finding a spot.
So it's back to the 45-yard line of Arizona State. Now 2:30 remaining in the half. Play fake again. Hawkins going up again, going for it all. And he had a man, and again the ball was right through the hands of Kendrick Celestine. You can't put that one on Hawkins.
Hawkins has been having a tough night. You know, he's got a weird arm slot, like we said, and he's not the tallest guy, but he is accurate, and he's been accurate with the deep ball. He's had some drops from Williams, and this time Celestine gets in on the party. Just a true freshman, Josh Barrett, beat on the play. Again, Barrett, probably, if not the best, one of the best safeties on the West Coast. Definitely the best looking one. There you see Celestine back out there trying to do something positive.
2nd down and 10. There's a pitch this time, a little misdirection. Great job defensively by the Sun Devils. It was Robert James who just read that play all the way. A loss of about 2. Well, the first down marker brought to you by Overstock.com. With the convenience of shopping at home, you can save up to 70% on amazing deals from Overstock.com. It's all about the...
Oh, Colorado trying it all, Barry. Trying to get a flip out there to Sumler, catch somebody off guard. You're not going to catch Robert James off guard on the weak side. He's too fast, too physical to buy that.
1 out of 6 on 3rd down conversions for Colorado. They'll now have a 3rd and 12. Hawkins, short drop this time. Throws almost picked. You could see that one coming. Tryon got a hand on it, and of course there was nothing but green between that pick and the end zone if he was able to come up with it. Coming up on the Hitachi halftime show, Michael Eaves, DeMarco Farr will be in our studio. Number 1 USC, number 17 Nebraska next week. USC had the week off. Nebraska a winner today over Wake Forest. Talk about everything that happened in the Pac-10. Pretty good weekend for Pac-10 conference teams.
Thus far, and if Arizona State can come back here, they got a little bit of time to do it and enough explosion on offense to move the football.
They're 5-0 right now, pending the outcome of this game. Arizona, Northern Arizona, up in Flagstaff tonight. R.J. Brown down under that punt, and Nate Kimbo had no place to go. So with 1:25 remaining, the Sun Devils will start deep in their own territory, and we'll see what Dennis Erickson decides to do here.
Well, it's that urgency of the last possession that seemed to get Arizona State going offensively, and it kind of pushed over to the defense. They traded penalties, and then the big interception, Nolan taking it to the house, and Cody Hawkins has found himself in the toughest part of his career. Rudy Carpenter's been through some tough situations in his career. Let's see what he can do with his team right now.
Hawkins 6 of 19 for 78 yards. Carpenter 8 of 16 for 98 yards, but coming off a very effective drive. Devils will start at the 14-yard line. Terrain, the lone setback, 2 tights, 2 wideouts. Carpenter straight back, throws over the middle. Thompson, a nice grab. Ball was a little behind him. He reached back and made the catch. Now the Sun Devils will hurry right up to the line of scrimmage here with 1:19 remaining in the half. That's a lot of time in college football.
That's the kind of help Rudy Carpenter needs in this football game. The ball's a little off, throws it behind Thompson, but he reaches back, makes a great grab.
8 of 18 on that play. Again, they go out of the gun. Carpenter straight back. Now he's in trouble, steps up. Now he's going to run and goes down as he crosses the 35-yard line to the 36. With 1:02 remaining and a timeout called by Arizona State. And the ball will be at the 36-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and about 6.
Aflac!
Let's get to our Aflac trivia question. Which quarterback broke the NCAA record for career passing yards back in 1987 with his father as head coach?
Don't look at me. I don't
think about that. You should know that. I don't know why.
Why should I know?
I don't know. 1987. Good year for Cabernet Sauvignon.
Did Ty Detmer, dad, coach him? That was Norm Chow, wasn't it? I'm sorry.
Yes, it was Fred Chow.
Those two aren't related.
Gotta think about that.
Keep thinking.
I will.
Mary, I'll tell you what, if Arizona State can get some kind of score here, a field goal, which is hard to believe with all the special teams troubles they've had, if they could somehow go into halftime with the lead, that would just be unbelievably remarkable considering all the trouble they've had in this first half, especially with special teams and penalties, turnovers. Defensively, they've been okay. They've done a good job up against Colorado's offense. But other than that, the Sun Devils have had a mess of a half.
So the ball be at the 36-yard line. Carpenter, the quarterback, he's been in much more of a rhythm over the last, I'd say, 10 minutes of this quarter. Got time this time. He throws wide open. The catch this time, Michael Jones. And Jones will take it down to the 42-yard line of Colorado. And once more, Sun Devils will hurry to the ball here. 55 seconds left. Still a lot of time. Sun Devils have one timeout remaining.
And it seems right now that that veteran offensive line of the Sun Devils is starting to impose their will on Colorado. We'll see if they can run in the second half. Right now, they're protecting very well.
And we talked about attrition. Carpenter's got all day to throw this. Finally on course, it goes to the end zone. Got a man and a great defensive job. Nice recovery that time as the intended receiver, Williams, was open. Terrence Wheatley recovered very well, though, to knock that ball away.
Carpenter unhappy there. Plenty of time to throw, and believe me, Kyle Williams was wide open. Carpenter had to clutch, and it was that second clutch that he made that enabled the Colorado defense to recover. And you see everybody flying across there, doing a good job knocking that ball out. But that was a touchdown for sure. It just took Rudy a couple seconds too long to get rid of that football.
So it'll be second down. 41 seconds remaining still. More than enough time. Carpenter straight back, steps up, he throws too tall. That's intended for Clayton Kimbrough at about the 25-yard line. Kimbrough didn't have a chance.
And right now, Colorado's defense is allowing Rudy Carpenter to sit back there almost like he's in a rocking chair and get rid of that football, and that is not a good sign for them. They're going to have to do something. Blitz somebody, bring guys on, do their thing, and try to disrupt Rudy Carpenter, because you do not want Carpenter, who's a streaky player, to get into a rhythm. But right now, the Colorado D looks a little tired in this heat.
They're playing basically with a three-man rush now. Now they show a little bit more. They show blitz here. And they back out of it. Four-man rush. Carpenter has to move to his left. Now he's in trouble. He's going to get to the 40. He's going to step out of bounds, but that's going to be fourth down at the 38-yard line and 28 seconds remaining. I got to think they will go here. And they will need about 6. One thing Colorado is able to do so far, and that is flush Carpenter out of the pocket. Now he's been able to turn nothing into something, but in this case, he's got to have 6.
Erickson showing a lot of confidence here in his offense and the rhythm they've gotten into, and in his defense going for it.
They're coming the blitz this time. Carpenter steps up, throws, and a great grab by McGahan. He was well covered, and it wasn't a particularly great pass, and McGahan came down with it.
And a great job by Ryan Terrain picking up the blitz. Jordan Dizon coming right in the A-gap. Terrain stepped up and did a great job picking that up, and what a grab by McGahan. Nice throw, too.
Gain of 16, and Dizon is limping. He's staying in the game, but he's limping as Carpenter spikes the ball, but we get whistles, I think, before that. Well, maybe not. They are going to allow that spike. 20 seconds remaining.
George Dizon, the Buffalo's Iron Man, seems to be cramping up a little bit out there. Maybe that's why Terrain was able to punch him. You're going to see Terrain shuffle over and take Dizon on, and it does look like his legs get tangled up, but still a great job of blitz pickup by Terrain, allowing Carpenter to step up and make that wonderful throw to McGahan.
How about the catch by McGahan?
He's been their most reliable guy, just a sophomore out of Phoenix, Arizona.
Again, Carpenter with time, throws to the end zone. Triple coverage, and a great grab that time by Kyle Williams for the touchdown. There was nothing but white shirts there, and Williams gets to the ball.
And you're starting to see the confidence of a gunslinger coming through. You don't want Rudy Carpenter to get hot, and that's exactly what he's been here in the second quarter. Beautiful catch by Kyle Williams, but what a throw by Rudy Carpenter. That is supreme confidence. And the Buffs just all kind of standing around. R.J. Brown with his arm extended. Ryan Walters in the area, but Williams coming up with that ball, and A-State's going to go in with a lead. Remarkable, Barry, with all the mistakes they've made in this first half, and here they go for two.
Unbelievable. There were 6 Buffalo defenders in that picture. Carpenter to throw, does, incomplete. Intended for Michael Jones. And it'll be a 19-14 ball game. 14 seconds remaining to be played in the first half.
When water damage invades your home, call the Bright Green Cleanup Team at 1-800-SERVPRO. The training to make it like it never even happened.
At Yokohama, we've harnessed nanotechnology for a revolutionary rubber compound and designed a zero-emissions production facility to respect the environment. Yokohama makes tires that provide outstanding grip, can improve fuel economy, and help reduce greenhouse gases. When choosing between a tire that performs best for your car and a tire that performs best for the environment, we chose both. Yokohama, uncompromising performance.
This is a message from the Fuel TV broadcasting system.
Not a real emergency.
You should immediately log on to www.fuel.tv.
It's Fuel TV's new website.
That's www.fuel.tv.
So the kickoff now, Weber kind of dribbles this one. Wheatley gets a big hop to 15-yard line, gets back to 20. Now he's got a little gap to the 25, 30, 35, and close to the 40-yard line, but maybe only 8 seconds remaining to be played. Let's take a look at our Keystone Light, always smooth moment of the game, and you just saw it, and I'm telling you, I mean, Williams could not have been any more smooth than that. And look at all the white shirts. 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the 6th. One maroon shirt. And he makes the catch.
Smooth. Indeed, very smooth. Kyle Williams, right here in Scottsdale, Arizona. Son of Ken Williams, White Sox chief.
And he is taken by Hawkins. That'll end the first half, and what an ending to the half by the Arizona State Sun Devils. They score 4 touchdowns in the final, or rather 3 touchdowns in the final 4 minutes of the half. Pretty impressive.
Without a doubt, and they really overcame some adversity to do so. And Colorado, you have to say the heat and the fitness on their defense is what got to them.
All right, let's go down to the field. Jim Watson, Waddy.
Dennis, you're ahead at halftime, but I can't imagine you're too happy with the way things have gone.
No, it's awful. I mean, we're turning it over. We're getting dumb penalties. I mean, you can't play as bad as we just played in the first half.
Why is this happening?
I don't know. That's a good question. If I had the answer, we wouldn't be doing it, but I'll get it straight.
Talk to me about your defense. They've done a terrific job against Colorado's offense.
We've played very well defensively, and we haven't been able to run the football. They've done a nice job. We've got to be able to throw it like we did at the end.
Appreciate the time. All right. Dennis Erickson on his way into the locker room with a lead, Barry, and he's also 30 minutes from history. If he wins tonight, it's career victory number 150 for Dennis Erickson.
Gotta love his honesty, though, don't you? Right now, we're going to send you to our College Football Saturday studio for the Hitachi Halftime Report with Michael Eaves and DeMarco Farr, the Hitachi Halftime Show.
All right, Barry, thanks a lot. Wow, what a remarkable turnaround there for the Sun Devils. I'm Michael. That's DeMarco. We're going to talk about that coming up. But, folks, don't forget, you're almost running out of time to get your questions to DeMarco for text time. Here's the number, 319-739-7149. Please do not forget to include your name. Coming up on the Tachi halftime show, Texas, TCU, 2 top 25 teams doing battle. Number 14, UCLA, trying to remain undefeated on the season against BYU. And also, down on the Bayou, number 2 versus...
I'd like a personal checking account.
Well, I'm all ears. What's your name?
Rob Lee.
All right, Bill, can I call you Willie? Emma, how about a cup of coffee for Frank here?
Rob.
I heard that. You married Ernesto?
No.
A little something for the missus.
Here's your milkshake, Kenny.
Rob.
Personal checking at other banks isn't always personal.
I need you here, Teddy.
U.S. Bank checking is built around you with interest on balances, free internet bill pay, free ATMs, and the most reward choices, even cash back. U.S. Bank, 5-star service guaranteed. How many stars does your bank have?
Bye, Murray.
Rob.
I don't really know what to say about this first half, except to say that if it were a beauty contest, nobody'd win.
Oh, no, certainly not. It would almost be like a dog show. It's been a very, very difficult half of football to enjoy because of its choppiness, its herky-jerkiness, its haphazardness, whatever you want to say. So many special teams mistakes and mistakes in general for Arizona State. They just could not get it together, and Colorado tried their best to capitalize on some of those mistakes, but A-State kind of taking control in that second quarter, and the very streaky Rudy Carpenter getting some passes completed for touchdowns and doing a much better job. Cody Hawkins has done okay, but he's had 2 drop bona fide touchdown passes in this football game. It's been very difficult for both teams to get any kind of rhythm, but watch out if you're Colorado right now, because the heat might be starting to get to these guys. It is 100 plus in the middle of the night here in Tempe, Arizona, and Arizona State seems to have some of their problems from the first half corrected.
Well, you saw some of those numbers, some interesting things about them. Arizona State had 13 first downs in the first half, but 10 of them came in the last 4 minutes. Colorado, on the other hand, only had 6 first downs, but only 1 was generated by its offense. 241 total yards for Arizona State, but 166 of those 241 came on the 2 long drives to end the first half. This is Wheatley on the kick return. He's not going to get back to the 20-yard line. Latrell Jones there to make sure that Wheatley did not go any further. Let's go to the sidelines right now. Jim Watson with the report. Waddy?
Barry, I walked back with Dan Hawkins from the locker room. He was happy with a lot of things. He loves his defense. He says he's happy the way they're keeping a handle right now on Rudy Carpenter, but that was changing in the second quarter. A couple other things he told me offensively. I said, why can't you move the ball? He says we couldn't capitalize. He talked about the drops, the penalties, the turnovers. He says we've got to find a running game. And then he said, hey, I like where we are. This is a great opportunity. We couldn't ask for any more than this right now.
Well, they trail by 5, and they have the ball to start the second half. We'll see what they can generate here. Hawkins is going to go up off the play fake, and he's got Williams out there again, and Williams cannot grab that one. That was a little tougher. A little bit overthrown, still somewhat catchable. Williams got a hand on the ball, could come down with it, so Hawkins continues to be victimized a little bit.
Every guy that Colorado has that can go vertically has been open in this football game. That ball, like you said, a little bit more difficult for Williams to come down with, but dropping a couple of big-time passes, one of them for a sure touchdown on Hawkins' first throw of the game. Definitely some bad luck and some lack of concentration for the Colorado offense.
So it's 2nd down and 10. Williams goes in motion, and the give this time is to Sumner. And Sumner trying to cut back, can't do it. Might have waited a little bit too long. Picked up about 2.
That's been very difficult for this Colorado offense. They've had a tough time moving the ball against Gaethel and the rest of the Arizona State defense there. They just have not been able to generate anything. You see the frustration on Sumner's face, feeling like he missed the hole, but it just hasn't been there, and that puts the onus on Cody Hawkins and his wide receivers to win this football game and air it out, and I don't know if they can do it. They've had too many drop balls, and they've had some trouble.
Now they're in an obvious passing situation. ASU has not blitzed a whole lot. Hawkins juggles the snap from center. Now he unloads it, and he's going to get the first down this time as Williams hangs on and takes it across the 30-yard line to the 31. Justin Tryon on the stop defensively.
And Williams is having an up and down night. It is his first year starting. He's a smart kid, 3.9 GPA in high school. Also involved in student government. That time runs a good route.
He also collects fish hooks.
Does he really?
Yes, he does. See, you talk about Carpenter collecting shoes.
Like lures?
He could use a couple on his hands right now.
Are they sticky?
I know you don't want to sit in a chair in his apartment. Hawkins this time comes back to a secondary receiver, and there is Robinson. Robinson's going to be stopped after a yard, maybe 2. Ballany there to make sure Robinson did not go anywhere else.
And Hawkins looking pretty good thus far. You got to remember when you watch this Colorado team, no offense last year. Basically, Dan Hawkins starting out from ground zero. It was a fallen program, no doubt, a proud program, but a fallen program. The Sun Devils a little different. Dennis Erickson coming in. They were a bowl team last year, even though they lost. And their coach was removed.
This time the Sun Devils show blitz. And now whistles blow. And somebody might have come out of the stance here. I believe this is going to go against Colorado. There's a look.
Prior to the snap,
Dan
ball
Hawkins.
start. Offense number 76. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
And Cody Hawkins has had a tough time in this ball game. Not all of it his fault. There's the first throw of the game, and that's a touchdown. Dropped by Patrick Williams. Here's another one. Dropped by the young freshman out of Louisiana, Kendrick Celestine. And you've seen a lot of frustration from the young kid, but he's hanging in there. Remember, he's never lost in his career since he was a young child. He's in a dogfight right now.
This time they do come with a blitz, and Hawkins unloads it quickly. And unable to slip the tackle of Tryon was the receiver, Scotty McKnight.
And it seems right now like Arizona State has got some good things going on. Hawkins taking the big hit from Travis Gaethel. The ball's out there, caught, but Tryon right on top of McKnight. Those are the type of bang-bang plays you want to see from your defense. Arizona State seems to have come back with a little bit of momentum.
So the Buffs looking at a third down and about 11. Just 2 of 9, as you see, on third down conversions this evening. Hawkins again straight back. Blitz comes. They pick it up. Now they run out of time, and Hawkins is absolutely surrounded by Robert Jones, who's just having a huge game so far.
Well, he was the Pac-10 Defensive Player of the Week last week, Barry, and he's looking pretty good so far this evening. He's just a very fast player. Remember a couple years back when A-State took a big lead on SC, it was James that put the big hit on Liner at that time, running right by Sumler, who puts his head down on the block. Cardinal sin for a tailback trying to pick up a blitz. James is too fast. Great feet, gets right to Hawkins and makes a sure tackle.
That punt, a high twisting kick. Kyle Williams will handle it at 33. Got a little gap. 40, 45, midfield. 45, almost to 45, at the 46-yard line, where he is dragged down. 20-yard return off a 44-yard punt, and the Sun Devils in business.
What do you value? Do you value the environment and generating clean energy from sunlight? Do you value the impact of a great idea and the effortless power to share it? Or do you value the modern miracles that give your family better health, a better quality of life, and an instant connection to those you love? In so many things you value, Kyocera brings new value to your world. Kyocera, the new value frontier.
At Yokohama, we've harnessed nanotechnology for a revolutionary rubber compound and designed a zero-emissions production facility to respect the environment. Yokohama makes tires that provide outstanding grip, can improve fuel economy, and help reduce greenhouse gases. When choosing between a tire that performs best for your car and a tire that performs best for the environment, we chose both. Yokohama, uncompromising performance.
No chips ground into the carpet. No beer runs. No belly bumping. Let's do it.
Ice cold beer straight from the tap.
Big screen TVs, hot food. Beautiful women serving you.
The only place to catch all the action is Hooters. Check out our new football menu featuring boneless wings, a delicious pot roast sandwich, and mini training burgers for only $7.99.
College Football Saturday on FSN is brought to you by Hitachi. Only Hitachi HD TVs capture all the sports action. By Keystone Light, the beer that's always smooth, even when you're not. And by Kyocera Wireless. Our phones are different because our thinking is different. Japanese inspiration, Western innovation. Kyocera Wireless, tomorrow is rising. And we welcome you back to Sun Devil Stadium on a very warm evening. Temperatures in excess of 100 degrees even now. Ooh. And the Sun Devils will start in great field position here at the 46-yard line of Colorado. They've picked up 166 yards on their last 2 possessions. And this is Terrain, who picks up about 4 yards on first down. Brandon Nicholas makes the stop. So you can see how they have picked it up over the last couple of possessions.
It was the end of that second half where Rudy Carpenter finally started to heat up. Again, he's a very streaky player. He throws from different spots, and he's not really looking in the right places in this game. He's been a little bit haphazard, but he did get hot in those last 2 possessions and led his team. And the defense did well as well. They had one of those touchdowns, but Rudy Carpenter's starting to do that.
Gain of 5 at 2nd and 5. This time a play fake. Carpenter going up, got a man. The catch is made by McGaha at the 19-yard line. Great grab. The coaches told us he's the best names on this team.
McGaha is a very athletic guy. You saw him go up and hit that one. Daniel Dykes was the safety. McGaha running right by Wheatley, who thought he had a little bit of help, but not enough help. And again, superior athleticism. Twisted like a pretzel as McGaha, but coming down with him just a sophomore. All freshman Pac-10 last year.
Inside the 20-yard line at the 19 with a first down. Right now the Sun Devils roll. There's Terrain. Terrain gets by the first, slips into the open inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line. Taking DJ Dykes and Brad Jones with him.
This offensive line is starting to get it moving. They loosen him up with the pass. You watch this zone and follow it. He just bends it right in there, and nobody does it as well as Ryan Terrain. That zone running in the Pac-10 gets behind those big bodies of Fanica, Gustavus, Pollock, the center, all doing a great job there. And you better look out if the Sun Devils get that zone going.
Got it down to the 6-yard line is where they mark it. On first down, Terrain again, big hole, touchdown. That drive was a thing of beauty.
Either it's the halftime adjustments or the Buffs are a little bit tired, but the hole is giant. Take a look at this. Anybody can run through that one. Filled up a little bit late by Dykes. Brandon Rod with a beautiful block from the left tackle, sealing off that side, and Terrain finally getting it going here in the second half.
Would you like to be a fly on the wall at halftime in Dennis Erickson's locker room?
I think I would have.
Whoever's try for point is up and good with 9 minutes and 37 seconds remaining to be played here in the third quarter. Arizona State has taken a 26-14 lead.
Testing.
Check. Is Hurts there yet? Oh, here he comes, here he comes. Hey, Hurts! They came and got me.
We came and got you.
They came and got him.
So,
You'll bill my insurance?
We'll bill your insurance.
They'll bill his insurance.
you're gonna nail me with the replacement rates, right?
No, we even offer one-way rentals.
Who do they
Think they are.
Yeah, who do you think you are? Hurts?
And you are?
Well, I'm not a spy.
Hertz Local Edition. Another reason why we're Hertz, and they're not.
The Candy Shop ain't your granddad's gentleman's club. If you want to see the hottest women get totally naked, then come to the Candy Shop. Hey, you don't even need to be 21 years old to get in. If you're 18, then the Candy Shop is your place to see the finest eye candy Denver has to offer. We're located at 8485 Umatilla, just off 84th.
Friday, August 17th, the Pleasures Dudes will be giving the first 100 people in the door a free DVD from their Pleasures stores.
Ronnie James Dio, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and Vinny Appice
each other again. The Blackness returns. Heaven and Hell. September 25th at the Coors Amphitheater. The new CD, Black Sabbath, The Dio Years. In stores now with special guest Alice Cooper and Queensryche. Reserve seat tickets on sale now at all Ticketmaster outlets, LiveNation.com, or by phone. Heaven and Hell is coming. Produced by Live Nation.
Thursday at 10 on FSN.
26-14 ball game now. 26 unanswered points by the Sun Devils. They lead Colorado by 12 with 9:37 left in the third quarter. Earlier this evening, Dan Larson from Oro Wheat presented former Sun Devil standout runner Cal Clark with a $10,000 Oro Wheat Healthy Mind Scholarship. This was awarded for overall excellence in athletics, in academics, and for service. Thank you, Oro Wheat, for your support of student athletics, and congratulations to Cal. ASU right now starting to take control of this football game. Wheatley at the 3-yard line. It's back to 15 to 20. The surrounded is against the 25-yard line. Stop made by a gang of Arizona State players. Javon Williams, the first man.
Well, you wonder how Arizona State got down in this game. It's a special teams mistake. Tyrese Thompson hitting that ball. There you saw Wooten jumping on the back. That's illegal. And then the punter of all people, Jonathan Johnson, with the late hit, helmet-to-helmet contact. And that's really how the Sun Devils got down in this game. And talked about being a fly on the wall, Barry, in that locker room at halftime. And Dennis Erickson, none too pleased. I thought he was going to bite Waddy at halftime. He was mad.
Well, he told him he was going to get it fixed, and so far he has done exactly that. So now the onus falls back to Cody Hawkins out of the gun. Back out of a blitz, and the give this time is to Summer, and he's going to get a little bit this time. Picked up almost 8 yards on the first down. To tell you how much Arizona State has turned things, Ryan Terrain, his first 6 carries were for 7 yards. Now he's 11 for 49 yards. Carpenter started 2 of 7 for 22 yards. Now he's 13 of 24, 196 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So things have changed dramatically.
Well, they've started to impose their will. We talked about the thin nature of the Colorado defensive line and the veteran nature of the Arizona State offensive line, and they're starting to move it. Colorado's got to start running the ball like they did on that last play to get back in this football game. Cody Hawkins can't do it all.
Give us Sumner again. He's got the first down and more to about the 45-yard line. And if memory serves, that is their first rushing first down.
Without a doubt it is, and Demetrius Sumler is a guy they're very comfortable with, even though the starter has not made the trip. He's from San Diego, California, 5'10", 215. He's a small and angry guy, and he is ready to carry the load. He's got a studious look, Barry. He wears those glasses when he's not playing ball. Yep. And he's a friend of Reggie Bush's and Rashaan Salaam, both San Diego running back legends and Heisman winners.
Works out with them. So a first down at the 45-yard line, and I think it's imperative for Colorado at least to keep its defense off the field for a little while. Here's Sumler again. Trips and falls across the 45 and picks up just about a yard. Been a strange night in college football so far. Auburn losing to South Florida.
Watch out for South Florida now.
26-23 in overtime. How about this one? There's a minute to go in this game, so it's not over yet. UNLV leading Wisconsin 13-12. UNLV.
Go Rebs. West Coast every time.
Second down and 9. Now whistles blow.
Big Ten's having a tough time, isn't it, Ben?
It has been rough, hasn't it? Try to get your final score on that as soon as we can.
Colorado.
Well, Colorado has to take a timeout here. It's their first timeout. Arizona State on a roll right now. 26 unanswered points after Colorado put 14 up early in the ball game. We're coming back.
You know, HD TV and TiVo HD just belong together. Like me and Duke. I mean, why get a premium HD TV and a generic DVR? My TiVo searches for HD by show, actor, team, and downloads thousands of movies right to my TV. And Duke, he gets me other things.
Always He's so cute.
Good boy, Duke. New TiVo HD. Get it now at a price worth pausing for.
I love jumbo popcorn chicken.
I know, me too. I really like the creamy chipotle.
You know what I miss? Just a little bit, having the whole chicken. At the end, you get the wishbone.
What would you wish for if you had a wishbone and, you won?
Little pieces of boneless chicken with a spicy dipping sauce or something like that.
Uh-huh.
You know? But that's the realm of wishes.
Yeah.
Wish and wish.
Jumbo popcorn chicken. Now at Sonic. Portable all-white meat chicken with our new creamy chipotle sauce or any of our other great sauces. Pay the Sonic way. Swipe your credit or My Sonic card from your car.
A winning attitude is about leadership, responsibility, and giving back to your community. Your attitude can make a difference in the world and the people around you. Fox Sports Net, Quest, and CU Athletics invite all Colorado middle school students to show us your winning attitude. Log on to CUBuff.com today and tell us how your winning attitude made a difference in your community or on the playing field. You could earn tickets to a Colorado football game for you and your classmates and get on-field recognition. Show us your winning attitude.
Welcome back, 26-14 ball game, 7:42 left here in the third quarter. And the Colorado Buffaloes looking at a 2nd down and 9 at their own 46-yard line. Cody Hawkins will go from under center. Straight back, throws a swing pass, almost intercepted. Jumping the route that time was Robert James, and that would have been an easy 6.
And you're starting to see the superior speed of Arizona State, especially Robert James. Look at him fly and jump this route. Ball intended for Celestine, but he never had a chance. They lined him up in the backfield.
Jim Watson.
Yeah, Robert James is having a great night, you guys, and it almost didn't happen. Remember, this is a guy last year that got a concussion before the Stanford-Washington games. He didn't tell the medical staff. He tried to play through those, and then finally the pain was just so intense. They pulled him out, kept him out the last 5 weeks. During the offseason, his headaches were so bad, they actually made him cry. He went to brain specialists. They had no idea what the problem was. Finally, the pain subsided. He's back healthy now, but it's a warning to other guys. Hey, man, you get knocked on the lid, go see the doctor.
He's been a headache to everybody else tonight. Again, a great job stepping into the passing lane that time by Robert James to deflect that ball.
Yeah, this is a guy that's just perfect for a Dennis Erickson team. He's a guy that really can play sideline to sideline. He plays with the energy and the motor that Erickson demands defensively, and most of all, he's aggressive. He's got those fangs that we were talking about way early in this ball game. He's a guy that will really hit you. You just asked Matt Leinart. He knocked him silly for about 2 or 3 quarters when USC won here in 2005, but it was a tough victory for SC to pull out.
DeLalla drives this one. Kyle Williams handles at the 5-yard line. Williams trying to get to the outside. He's dropped as he gets to the 10-yard line. Nice play defensively on special teams by the Colorado Buffaloes. Well, in 2 weeks, College Football Saturday returns with a triple header in high definition. First will be Texas Tech taking on Oklahoma State. That's followed by Rice looking to score a big upset against 7th-ranked Texas. Then it's the Pac-10 game of the week. We all begin September 22nd. College Football Saturday kickoff show presented by Kyocera at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific, right here on FSN. There's a guy we've just been talking about. So Sun Devils start at their own 12-yard line. They have been able to move the ball virtually at will. Give this time to Terrain, waiting for traffic to clear. Now he pops it at the 20-yard line, shakes a tackle to the 30, knocked out of bounds at the 33-yard line. That's the Ryan Terrain that we expected to see.
Exactly, Barry. This is a big offensive line, and they're starting to get some push. They're starting to seal people off. Terrain now shedding tacklers. R.J. Brown misses a tackle. Wheatley misses a tackle. Finally knocked out of bounds by Benjamin Burney. But look at the physicality of this guy. Watch him using his hands. Lionel Harris victimized by Terrain. This is the back in the Pac-10 to watch, especially running between the tackles.
They give this time to Terrain again, left side. Terrain got a couple, no more than that. First down marker brought to you by Overstock.com. Live better with savings up to 70%. Amazing deals from Overstock.com, because we all know it's all about the
O. Always. About the O.
Or always. Second down now.
Expect more zone here, Barry, as long as they got it going.
Play fake this time. Carpenter rolls away. Now he throws. Pass is dropped that time. Right in the hands of Tyrese Thompson.
Well, it was the right idea there. Sun Devils trying to capitalize on that zone they've been running. Very nice play fake. Ball a little bit behind Thompson, but right in those hands. And you got to expect that he catches that ball. Rudy's a little mad at himself there because that ball was behind Thompson, but he's got to make that grab.
Yep.
Now third down and long.
2 for 10 on third down situations for the Sun Devils. Not shining numbers. Done this time. Carpenter straight back. It was all day to throw. Now he throws underneath. The catch is made. Perfect ball thrown that time by Jones, or rather by Carpenter. We just let Jones run to it. Going to be short of the first down, I believe. It's going to depend on the spot. Well, he might have gotten a generous spot. We'll see. Wheatley and Burney there on the stop, and they're going to measure this one.
Mike Jones running for a long time to get that ball from Rudy Carpenter, and it was a beautiful throw. Carpenter is a feast or famine type of player. I mean, I've never seen a more streaky quarterback ever in my life, especially in the Pac-10. A guy that can come out and just look awful. The first pass to Wheatley was inexcusable, taken for a touchdown, put his team in a hole, and then all of a sudden, everything is right on point. And his habits are sometimes questionable, and the different things he does are crazy, but he is a gunslinger, and most of all, and most importantly, Barry, he's a competitor.
Well, he is, and you know, he's also got that ability to forget about the mistakes and just go on. It's just his personality. It is a first down for the Sun Devils. Wonderful guy to visit with. We always enjoy talking to him.
I covered him in high school. He was the same way at Westlake High School in Southern California under Jim Bankert, the head coach. He's got a great program there. And Rudy was just a wild guy all the way around. I remember I was doing sideline for FSN high school games, and Rudy would come up while the defense was playing and say, hey, did you see that? Hey, did you see this? I say, hey, go play the football game. Rudy, you're crazy. I mean, that's just the type of guy he is. He's wild.
Well, his anchor is his grandma. Remember we saw him yesterday. He was on the phone with grandma. Carpenter going to go up this time. Now he steps up, throws deep. And McGahey is not going to catch up with this one. A little bit more on Rudy with Jim Watson. Waddy?
Barry, about 5 minutes before kickoff, I'm down on the sideline putting on a little powder, and Rudy Carpenter comes over to me, and he says, hey, man, I am going to have a big night. After he threw the interception, I looked at him, he looked at me and nodded, as if to say, hey, it ain't over yet, just hold on to it. And by the way, I was calling those high school games at Westlake High School when Petros was on the sideline, and I told them that was a mistake, but they didn't listen to me.
I'm sorry, I forgot to mention one.
Well, Carpenter's now 14 of 27 for 206 yards after starting out 2 of 7 for 22 yards. So it speaks to exactly what you were talking about. Trips left this time on second down and 10.
Rudy's got a little bit of an advantage now at this point in the game because Terrain is starting to get going.
Short drop this time. He throws and threw it a little bit wide that time for the intended receiver Kyle Williams, who couldn't quite rein it in.
Even though that ball was not caught, a great job by Ryan Terrain picking up 2 blitzers. Brad Jones and the safety, Ryan Walters, coming in, and Terrain doing a great job trying to take both guys out. Carpenter having all the time in the world. Right now, this very smart, very experienced Arizona State line doing a very good job and pretty much taking over this football game.
They really are. Ryan Terrain is just such a great story. I mean, he comes from Butler Community College in Kansas, but he wasn't the #1 running back there. He was the #2 back.
Right, the other guy's in Nebraska.
That's right, and sitting on the bench, third string. Over the middle this time to Brent Miller, and Miller's going to be stopped short of the first down. It's going to be 4th down, and it would be a little bit more than 2 yards. Dizon there on the tackle, but the Sun Devils will punt this away. Johnson will come on to do the punting. And McBride will be the DJ standing at his own 5-yard line. This game is not yet out of reach for Colorado, but right now all the momentum is on the side of Arizona State. And that's going to be running as a kick to the return man, I'm sure. That's not, even if Arizona State gets this, that is not going to be Sun Devil football.
Another special teams mistake by Arizona State, and Erickson at halftime, I guess, just didn't get through to Omar Bolden, the young freshman. Here he comes with the clothesline.
Ooh, collared him.
That is not legal, kids.
I'll say. Touching the man at all is not legal, but clotheslining him is something else.
Poor Chase McBride. Difficult enough to catch that ball, but Bolden's not
Interference with
stopping.
the opportunity to catch the kick. On the kicking team, 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the spot of the foul. First down.
So instead of starting at its own 15-yard line, now the Buffs will start at the 30-yard line as ASU continues to self-destruct on special teams. See those penalties, almost 100 yards, and penalties assessed against ASU.
And they've been penalized under Dirk Cutter, and those old habits die hard, even though there's a new head coach.
Gives straight ahead this time, some with nothing doing. He fell forward for about 3 yards. Dave Guthrie on the tackle.
And it is important for Colorado to continue to run the ball, try to loosen things up for Cody Hawkins, who, if anything, in this football game has been very accurate. He's just had some drop balls and missed opportunities. Not the strongest arm again. That ball has a tendency to flutter, and these Arizona State Sun Devil defenders pretty quick getting under. They're undercover pretty good defensively and getting better under Erickson.
There you see the rushing yardage and what a vast difference there is. Colorado's just not been able to run the football. Makes it that much tougher on Hawkins. Here's McKnight. That one he couldn't hang on to. He might have heard footsteps that time.
I think so, and this Colorado team has just been getting more and more beat up by the Arizona State defense. Chris Ballany that time coming up quick on the hitch route. No excuse there for Scotty McKnight. Got the best hands on the team, and they love. And that's one of the problems with this team. You have their best wide receiver, their most productive guy, Scotty McKnight, just a redshirt freshman and a former walk-on. They need some bigger play guys, and they seem to have them in Williams and the young guy Celestine, but those guys are having a hard time catching the ball.
So 3rd down and 7. Hawkins straight back, steps up, throws, and drops in front right at the feet of Patrick Williams. And again, pretty good rush coming at Hawkins. Might have had to unload that ball split second earlier than he really wanted to. And so the Buffaloes will have to give it right back to the Sun Devils. 4 minutes and 6 seconds remaining to be played here in the 3rd quarter.
Sun Devils just going to try to get out of this punt return here without a penalty. If they do, expect them to give a heavy dose of terrain back to the Buffaloes and try to put this thing away late in the 3rd quarter.
And it's a fake, and the pass is incomplete. Wide open, it would have been an easy first down, and that's so typical of Dan Hawkins to try that play. And the way he drew it up was just perfect, but the execution wasn't so great.
Everybody taking off either which way. DJ Dykes wide open, and the punter, Matt Galalo, just can't find him. Odd play, would have worked.
Definitely would have.
I've never seen anything like that. I've seen a lot of different stuff, but never anything like that. Just out of the reach of Dykes, and that's what happens. Your punter to throw the ball over.
And so what it does is it gives Arizona State tremendous position here at the 34-yard line. They're on a roll. They lead it by 12. Carpenter play fake. Now he steps up, throws, and catches made again by McGahee. He has made some catches. It was Brent Miller on the reception, not McGahee. Brent Miller.
Brent Miller, pretty good player and stepping up pretty well in that starting tight end position that was occupied last year by his younger, bigger, more talented brother, Zach Miller.
3rd catch of the night for Brent Miller. He had to go get that one. Second and very short. So kind of a free play here for the Sun Devils. Give it to Terrain, and Terrain this time is going to be stopped, and I'm not sure if he got enough. He might have. Ryan Walters made the stop on him. This will be very close to the first down. And it is, in fact, the first down.
Dennis Erickson's got to be pretty pleased right now with the way his Devils have played fast and loose, especially in this second half. They've been very physical. They seem to enjoy playing for him. They enjoy that mentality, even if they've had a few penalties. That's going to have to be addressed, but this team is playing with a little bit of passion ever since they got over the mistakes they made early in this game.
You talked about that sense of urgency, and it's definitely there now on both sides of the ball for Arizona State. Ball at the 24-yard line. Terrain again, a little cutback this time, but he's surrounded and down as he gets near the 20-yard line. Picked up maybe 3 yards. Maurice Lucas on the tackle.
And this Colorado team is still trying to grow. Very thin on the D-line, and that's a tough place to be thin, especially early in the season on the road when it's 100 degrees at night here in the desert. It was just almost a setup for disaster for the Buffs, but they're still playing hard, did a good job stuffing up Terrain there. They're getting good momentum, though, A-State is.
Second down, we'll call it 8. They come with a blitz this time, and no place to go that time as George Hippolyte puts the stop on Keegan Herring.
Big George likes to talk.
Love visiting with him. A really bright young guy, and you know, he's one of those guys you always look at and say, you know, we're all going to be working for you one of these days.
He's certainly charismatic.
Yeah, he really is.
A good player.
Good player and a good guy. And we're going to get a timeout here called by the Sun Devils as they look at a 3rd down and 7. And let's go back and find out what the answer is to our Aflac trivia question.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know it. Which quarterback broke the NCAA record for career passing yards in 1987 with his father as head coach?
I guess Ty Detmer, but he was in high school, but his dad was coaching him. He was in Texas.
But of course we should have known that.
The Sweeney.
Yeah, Kevin Sweeney and his dad, another one of the greats, Jim Sweeney, who, oh, by the way, a very, very good friend, maybe even the best friend of Dennis Erickson. Still see him around every now and then.
And he's still involved a little bit with Fresno State football. They love him up there just like they love Pat Hill. And what an amazing game Fresno State put together versus Texas A&M today, only to be thwarted.
Jim Sweeney, of course, was the coach of quarterback Dennis Erickson up in Bozeman, Montana.
Montana State with a big win last year.
Yes, they did. That's right. Opening game of the Dan Hawkins era. And not an auspicious start. I'll tell you, they play some football in the Big Sky.
Long road trip.
Carpenter throws, open at the goal line, touchdown, Michael Jones.
Well, Mike Jones looks to be having a better year than he had last year. And Rudy looks to have recaptured some of that 2005 swagger the last couple quarters in this game. Mike Jones coming in and just running that in route. Finds a place to stop for Rudy in that zone. Just kind of sits down and does a good job. Shows Rudy his numbers. DJ Dykes having a rough second half. Getting victimized that time. Mike Jones leading receiver last year, only 20 receptions.
Well, he's got 5 catches tonight, 76 yards, and 2 touchdowns. We're coming back.
Luann has a knife!
Put the knife down.
Luann, what are you doing?
I'm having lunch from KFC. It's real food, which requires a fork and a knife.
It's KFC, people.
Have a real meal for lunch. Come to KFC for any of our new $2.99 deals. World-famous chicken, choice of a side, and a flaky biscuit. Grab lunch for just $2.99. KFC chicken now has the same great taste with 0 grams of trans fat per serving.
Right. Oh. Damsel in distress. Watch and learn, the wizard. Little help, miss? I got it.
Freak.
You can't always be smooth, but your beer should be. With a specially lined can to seal in the taste, Keystone Light is always smooth, even when you're not.
Hey, my man, you know where the chips are? Let's get you home.
So the margin now 19 points for the Sun Devils, 33 unanswered after Colorado scored the first 14 points of this ball game. Weber's kickoff, a twisting kick, and it bounces off the chest of Wheatley into the hands of McKnight. McKnight trying to get outside, now cuts it back inside, gets across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Let's take a look at our Kyocera wireless call of the game, and it was this fake punt. Should have worked.
Should have worked, intended for Dykes, didn't work. A-State takes over. Rudy Carpenter, Mike Jones, touchdown.
Going from bad to worse for the Colorado Buffaloes. Right idea, wrong execution.
But you got to try those things if you're Colorado right now. You're outmanned, you're tired, it's hot, and you got to try something to get the momentum back in this football game. And everybody knows Dan Hawkins is not afraid to do something like that.
Well, you got to say that the Arizona State defense has really been up to the task here. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. There's a give to Celestine, trying to get it outside. Does 30-35. Very quick, shoved out of bounds into the Arizona State bench. Gain of about 10. That'll be a first down. Robert James runs him out. He took one of the coaches out with him as well.
Guys getting a laugh about that. Celestine very quick out there. Colorado's got some speed, but most of them are young guys. Here's Kendrick Celestine. Robert James very fast, catching up to him and
taking
almost
one
like
for
a
the old
bowling
team
ball
there,
there. Taking out a lot of dudes.
Nonetheless, first down at the 38-yard line.
Just ask Joe Pa. It's crazy down there.
That's right. Hawkins off the play fake, and the man never looked for the ball. Running right down the middle of the field.
I'm not even sure it was for him. I think Celestine just ran the wrong route.
I think that's probably right.
Started flying inside. Did have the tight end running down the middle of the field. And just some confusion again for Colorado. A lot of personnel packages. We love Cody Hawkins, but he is a new player, starting his second game. And he's probably getting baptized out here at Arizona State, facing his first loss in the history of his career playing quarterback.
That's right. So there you see, 60-0 as a starting quarterback. He said, though, we asked him, have you ever been on a losing team? He said, oh, yeah, I lost games before the 6th grade.
Those were tough years.
That's right. The prepubescent years. Lost a couple in.
But he's definitely a competitor, a lot like his father, obviously. Guy just loves to play football and loves to get out there and compete. That's why he's the starting quarterback in Colorado.
Gives a lot of credit, actually, to Chris Peterson, who is now, of course, the Boise State coach, who, oh, by the way, suffered his first loss as a Division I football coach today at the hands of the Washington Huskies.
Look out for the Huskies, baby.
Oh, I'm telling you, I liked them last week, and I think it's a heck of a win for them. And I'll be honest with you, they get Ohio State at home next week, and I wouldn't bet against them in that game either. And again, with a miscommunication. Hawkins probably thought that that pattern was going to be broken off by McKnight, and it wasn't. And there is a penalty flag down, so we'll see about this.
There was a skirmish between Ballonnet and McKnight, I believe.
Once again.
Dead ball, personal foul, defense number 23. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, first down.
Well, there's much too much of that, I'm sure, for Dennis Erickson's taste.
And this is the second late hit or personal foul type of penalty on the secondary, both from seniors in this game. For Arizona State, Josh Barrett with one in the first half. Chris Ballinet there getting a little bit engaged, and wide receivers and corners get a little bit involved with each other. And you see Erickson's got some words for his senior corner out of Houston, Texas. As he heads for the sideline, they pulled him from the game.
Hawkins play fake. They'll go up again, going for it all once again. And that time, very good coverage, bracket coverage that time by the Sun Devils. Williams had no chance.
Sun Devils just keep on giving Colorado chances, but they're having such a difficult time offensively moving the ball without the help of the referees.
Well, you know, I don't know, is it coincidence that Arizona State gave only 115 offensive yards to San Jose State last week, and right now, Colorado's got 124.
It is the mark of a Dennis Erickson team. It doesn't matter if he just took over. They play defense.
They sniffed that play out also. Even though the pass was complete to Joe Sanders, it'll be a gain of only about 6 yards, maybe 7 yards. It'll take him to the 40-yard line. Morris Wooten on the tackle. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Morris Wooten's a guy they like a lot here at Arizona State. Glendale City College again, a junior, just brought in, committed to West Virginia, and then Erickson just swooped him right after he got the job. Prototype middle linebacker type of guy, and they need that type of guy on this defense. Good fit.
Well, Dennis told us he didn't think his defense was going to be that quick, but when they got to fall practice, all of a sudden they, for some reason, seemed to get a little quicker. That's Sumner trying to get inside, and he's going to be close to the 1st down. I think he's going to have enough here. Morris Wooten on the stop again, and it is a Colorado 1st down. And with that, we come to the end of the 3rd period, and once more, a quarter that was dominated by the Arizona State Sun Devils. They lead the Colorado Buffaloes headed into the 4th and final period, 33-14. We're coming back.
Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Hey, you want to ride? It's okay. Sorry. We're sorry. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy.
Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side.
Yeah, I think this thing's broken. It won't slide.
I think you pull it. Yeah.
You can't always be smooth, but your beer should be. With a specially lined can to seal in the taste, Keystone Light is always smooth, even when you're not.
You know what? You should put a sign on that door. What door? The cooler door.
Oh! Come on, boy.
Hey. My boyfriend was beaten to death.
The Brave One is an electrifying thriller, compelling, fascinating, a true shocker. Jodie Foster.
I want my dog back.
The Brave One, rated R, starts September 14th.
I changed my oil. Why worry about engine sludge?
You can't see sludge coming, but it can rob gas mileage and hold your car back.
Yeah, right.
Castrol GTX has a powerful formula to stop sludge in its tracks.
Give me a burger, fries.
GTX's unique dispersants neutralize sludge for superior protection among leading 5W and 10W30s.
And some extra napkins.
Castrol GTX. It's more than just oil. It's liquid engineering.
The true power and beauty of HD TV is often hidden, unable to be seen. Introducing the new Hitachi line of full HD 1080 televisions, only from Hitachi.
What could be better a summer's evening here in Tempe, Arizona? Temperatures hovering around the 100-degree mark.
Love it out here.
It's great.
It's a dry heat.
Like my oven.
Yeah, until you start sweating, and then it's not as dry.
So 1st down at the 37-yard line now for the Colorado Buffaloes. Play fake. Hawkins going for it all again, and it is incomplete. Well covered that time. Josh Barrett covering Joe Sanders.
Josh Barrett is just a superior athlete. We haven't called his name a whole bunch in this football game, but it's going to be very difficult to get anything over on him as a center fielder. He is just a very strong, fast, angry player. Honorable mention all Pac-10 last year, but that's just because there's so many good defenders in the Pac-10 in the secondary. This guy's big time, and an undercover star in the Pac-10. You don't hear a lot about it.
No, it's true. Second down and 10. Once again, play fake, and Hawkins steps up, throws into traffic, incomplete. Intended for Tyson DeVries. Colorado, after the first 26 minutes, 4 minutes left to go in the half, Colorado had the offensive edge, 81 yards to 80 yards for ASU. In the ensuing time since then, Colorado has put up 54 yards of offense. Arizona State 280 yards and 33 points.
And I think water just had to find its level in this football game. Colorado, eager to compete, came out and played well. Arizona State made a lot of mistakes. We've got to give the Buffs credit for capitalizing, but Arizona State clearly the faster and more skilled football team.
3rd and 10. 4-man rush. Hawkins throws underneath, and Williams not going to get there. Get inside the 30-yard line. I would think Colorado will have to go here. Travis Smith runs him out. They're going to mark it outside the 30-yard line, short of the 31-yard line. So they're going to have just about 5 yards to go. They went forward on 4th and 4 in a similar situation against Colorado State last week and made it.
Look for Hawkins to try to get one of his tailbacks involved, probably Sumler out of the backfield, and try to run for this first down in a passing situation.
Colorado in the 2 of 14. Doesn't look like a run. Empty backfield. Hawkins straight back. And the pass is caught this time. And I'm not sure if it's caught for enough yardage. Sumler made the catch, but I'm not sure he's going to have enough for the first down. I don't think he is.
Sumler out of the backfield, and that was a far throw for Hawkins. And again, not the strongest arm from the redshirt freshman, and he had to kind of stop and wait for it. Sumler is going to come straight out to the flat, trying to screen Tryon off.
And went down without having enough distance for the first down. We're coming back.
What do you value? Do you value clean, inexhaustible solar energy? Do you value the comfort and safety of those you love? Do you value the innovations that make home life more livable, convenient, and enjoyable? Or maybe you value a simple way of reaching out to those you love. In so many things you value, Kyocera brings new value to your world. Kyocera, the new value frontier.
Comcast digital cable with HBO, Comcast high-speed internet, Comcast digital voice. Our sale is your choice. Pick 1, 2, or all 3 services and save. Choose Comcast digital cable with on-demand for $24.99 per month for 6 months. As a bonus, HBO is included. And don't forget, Comcast high-speed internet and digital voice, just $24.99 each per month for 6 months. Hurry! Sale ends September 13th. Call 1-800-COMCAST.
It's the Chevy Model Year-End event, and we've just extended the best offer ever on the all-new Silverado Crew Cab. 0% APR for 60 months on Silverado half-ton crew cabs for well-qualified buyers. Just click and go to Chevy.com to find the one you want, then get to your Chevy dealer. That's right, we've just extended 0% APR for 60 months on Silverado Crew Cab. Click on Chevy.com, then see your Colorado Chevy dealer.
Sun Devils sitting on a 19-point lead just underway here in the 4th and final period. Here is the Cooper Tires big stop of the game, and was it big?
Yeah, it's Robert James that causes it all, tipping that pass intended for Sumler from Hawkins. Ends up in the arms of Troy Nolan, and he takes it to the house, and that's really when things started to turn. The A-State defense getting really good, and that was part of the 33 unanswered points by the Sun Devils that they have put up in this football game now at the beginning of the 4th quarter. And Erickson's got to feel good about this, especially doing it at home in front of all these people. Touchdown, 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 punt, touchdown. They've been doing good. You know, they got 8 home games this year.
Yeah.
And all these leathery fans don't have to worry about the sun. They can wear their hats, but they don't have to wear the sunblock because all those games are at night.
That's right. Good this time. Bouncing it outside. Terrain on his way. Finally knocked out of bounds as it gets across the 40. I'm going to mark this about the 42-yard line. Ryan Terrain really picking it up here in the second half. Ryan Walters, nice clear-out block. Making the tackle, I beg your pardon.
Walter's pretty good player, making some good hits out in this football game. And Terrain is a high runner, and this is what happens when you run high. He's already out of bounds, but that's not going to stop Walters, who's got something to prove in this football game. Tough hit, but that's what happens when you run high. Terrain's got a good style.
And a 16 on that play. Punishing runner. I'm going to go up. Throws to Terrain out of the backfield. 45 to about the 48-yard line. R.J. Brown runs him down. Nice safe pass and a pickup of about 6. Well, the first down marker brought to you by Overstock.com. Overstock.com has the best online price guarantee and savings up to 70%. Shop at Overstock.com because it's all about
the O.
Second down and 4. This is Keegan Herring, left side, and Herring is going to be about a yard short into Colorado territory at the 49. Dizon, who's been very quiet in the second half, makes the stop.
I would expect a heavy dose of these running backs that Arizona State has for the rest of this game, just to wear out that Colorado defense. We've seen Herring, we've seen Dimitri Nance, and we've seen a lot of Terrain, who's really picked it up here in the second half of the football game. You know, he's a good blocker, Barry. He's been great picking up blitz. Terrain has. He's caught the ball and he's run the ball very well. Great all-around back.
You can see Howell over the past 3 years, and equally so this year. And this is Nance with the first down to about the 46-yard line. Terrain in the first half, 8 carries, 23 yards. Second half, he's also had 8 carries, but for 65 yards. And a touchdown.
Dimitri Nance is a guy that did not play last week. He was a little banged up. This is his first action, and Erickson likes him a lot. They like his eyes. They think he sees the best of all 3 of the backs they have that play. And look for him to get his legs under him. It takes a little while. You have to get a couple carries and get going and feel comfortable, especially when you're sharing time with other guys. You kind of end up running for average as opposed to a bunch of yards.
You saw those numbers, over 3,000 yards as a Texas Preppers. Only one other running back did that. As Carpenter sacked. And it was Dizon who got there. Just as I say, he's been kind of quiet. He gets a sack.
Well, he comes from all different angles on the football field. And again, a very impressive linebacker the Buffs have this time. Dizon coming from the outside, swoops in off the edge right underneath the grasp of Zach Frula. Zach Frula 6'7", Jordan Dizon 6 foot. Just got lower. Ducked under there and got to Rudy Carpenter's legs, made a nice sure tackle. I don't think if Dizon gets his hands on you, you're going to have much of a chance.
Mentioned in the history of Texas football, only one other running back besides Dimitri Nance with over 3,000 yards. That was Cedric Benson.
Old Ced Benson,
Yeah.
Chicago Bears.
Yeah. But there's some pretty good high school football in Texas, and to think that just those two. So we're going to take a timeout here with 11:57 remaining to be played in the ball game. 33-14 Sun Devils.
The true power and beauty of HDTV is often hidden, unable to be seen. Hitachi original technologies. Unleash the true power and beauty of everything you watch on HDTV. Introducing the new Hitachi line of full HD 1080 televisions. Only from Hitachi.
Right. Oh. Damsel in distress. Watch and learn. The Wizard. Little help, miss? I got it.
Freak. You can't always be smooth, but your beer should be. With a specially lined can to seal in the taste, Keystone Light is always smooth, even when you're not.
Hey, my man, you know where the chips are? Let's get you home.
Arizona State looking like it's about to close the deal on another fine victory here at home against Colorado. They lead it 33-14. No victory, though, could have been any greater than this one. And we were fortunate enough to be here for it. September 21st, 1996, number 1 Nebraska came in here against Jake Plummer and the Sun Devils. That was Plummer's roommate, Poole, on the receiving end of that. Meant Pat Tillman makes the big defensive play, as he always seemed to do. And ASU winning it, and not only winning it, but shutting out Nebraska. Only shutout of a number 1 ranked team at that time in 18 years, 19-0. They tore the goalposts down. I remember following the goalposts down Mill Avenue to get back to my hotel after the game. What an evening that was. Throw and a catch once again. A little bit more on all of that with Jim Watson. Waddy?
Barry, I know you didn't follow the goalpost to their eventual demise, but here's what happened. They carried them out of the stadium, they carried them all the way down Mill Avenue, and then the kids ran out of gas at the end of Mill Avenue. I think that's where some of the watering holes are, and they dumped the goalposts on the side of the road. So the Tempe police called Bruce Snyder, the coach at the time, and said, "Coach, we found a goalpost. Is it yours?" And he said, "Yeah, bring it back." They cut it up, and they sold the pieces for charity. So it has a good ending, and I apologize to Paul Harvey, but that's the rest of the story.
Ooh, I love it. Good cut back here. Inside the 30-yard line. Goes Dimitri Nance. Release Lucas on the stop.
Rudy Carpenter, Barry, still in that football game. I want to see the backup, Danny Sullivan. It's about time that Rudy gets on that sideline and starts bugging Waddy, you know what I mean?
Well, they don't drop off a whole lot when Sullivan comes in.
No, he's a pretty good player out of Los Gatos. Just a sophomore. Gained 36 pounds in the offseason.
Los Gatos.
I said it right, yeah?
It's not Los, man. It's Las.
Oh, man. Last year I messed it up. Los Gatos.
Yeah, it's not Gatos. It's Gatos.
Oh.
You gotta live in the Bay Area to know
That's a
that.
tough one.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of those up in the Bay Area. That reverse did not work real well. There's Rudy Burgess on the carry, and Jeff Smart not fooled for an instant.
Promised myself I wasn't going to get Los Gatos wrong this year.
How about Elsa Brandy?
Forget it. 3rd down and long. What do you think they're going to do? I think you're going to see a draw. There's a screen here.
They haven't thrown a screen, as I can recall, all night long.
Never been a big screen team, Sundays.
Comes a blitz, and Carpenter straight back. Under duress, throws it deep, and not able to come back to the ball. Was McGahey. Carpenter hung in there pretty good that time.
Rudy gets pretty fiery with those linemen, doesn't he? Rudy got hit. He's leaning back there. Alonzo Barrett coming in. Delivering a big blow on Carpenter. Now they got a punt.
So Johnson will come on once again. Just try to nestle this down inside the 10-yard line. Gets it straight up, and this one is going to hit at the 2 and skip right into the end zone. 40-yard punt. And the Buffaloes start at the 20-yard line. They've got just inside of 10 minutes remaining to do a little bit of business. Carpenter took a pretty good shot on that last sequence.
Yeah, and Rudy Carpenter started this game not too well, throwing it right to Wheatley. Wheatley takes it to the house, but then he started to get it together. That an ill-advised throw, but wow, did that go well to Williams. And then Mike Jones got involved, and Rudy giving the old chest kind of back bump to backup quarterback Danny Sullivan out of Los Gatos, California.
There you go.
Woo!
That was good.
And he kind of got it together. Again, he's a very streaky player, and everybody in Tempe and half the people in the state of Arizona, of course, the rest of them rooting for Mike Stoops' squad, but half the people in the state of Arizona begging Rudy Carpenter to find that 2005 form that was so good for him.
Over the middle, and a grab made by Rhea Greer all the way to the 48-yard line of the Sun Devils.
Right down the middle of the field, tight end Rhea Greer just swooping down there, and they're in a 2-minute offense mode, even though it's just under 10 minutes here in the fourth quarter. The Buffs want to find something positive to go back to Boulder with.
This time the catch made by Williams, and Williams will get out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. Incidentally, Wisconsin came back, scored a touchdown, added a 2-point conversion, and beat UNLV 20-13.
Wow.
Good teams find a way of surviving, don't they?
I tell you what, Mike Sanford's team, UNLV, is hosting Hawaii a week from today, next Saturday, and that is going to be a wild game. Hawaii just been in Louisiana. They are going to stay on the mainland and make that trip to Vegas and play again. That's a 9-day trip. Usually that's just for college baseball.
They dodged a big bullet also today. Ruston, Louisiana. You been there?
No.
Ooh, fun place.
Sounds like.
Dead ball. False start. Offense number 76. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Edwin Harrison's been called for that a couple of times today. Now it's second down and 10.
Colorado's just going to have to keep competing and try to keep growing. It is going to be a wild season in the Big 12 once again for this squad, but I think this is a team that can pull out some victories. They are competitive, angry, and they do have some athletes.
Now we've got another flag down right at about the 49-yard line. And they're going to go backward again.
Dead ball. False start. Offense number 65. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
That'll make a coach crazy, won't it? Wes Palazzi, guilty party that time. Redshirt freshman out of Plano, Texas. They play some high school football down there, don't they?
Yeah, people tend to get pretty excited about it on Friday night. I remember reading a book. They made a movie about it.
That's right.
About Texas high school.
Friday Night Lights.
Who weeps for movie minds?
Well, Hawkins took a real shot that time. The catch is dropped by Patrick Williams. He had it in his hands and couldn't hang on to it. This is a night to forget for Patrick.
He's just had a rough night. I like the kid as a player. I think he's done a great job getting open and finding creases, and you see his coach patting him on the head. Again, the accuracy of Cody Hawkins is pretty amazing. He's an accurate quarterback for a guy that just kind of slings it out there. And Patrick Williams hit him in both hands and just trickled down to the ground. He's had a rough night, but the kid's gotten open.
Third down, 15. Hawkins again, steps up, throws too tall, intended for Dusty Sprague, and now will be fourth down.
Hawkins is wondering what else he's got to do. He's had at least 2 touchdown passes and a lot of first downs in this game, dropped mostly by Patrick Williams and also Kendrick Celestine getting in on that, and looks like they're going to go.
Well, may as well. 9.5 minutes remaining in this football game. Fourth down and 15. They'll take a last shot here. Blitz comes. Hawkins has to throw early, and it's incomplete on the sideline. Hawkins had to unload that ball because the blitz was coming. Pass was intended for McKnight. Chris Balleny defending.
Good coverage.
So the Sun Devils will take over, and the Buffaloes offensively continue to be pretty much dead in the water. 33-14 Devils.
Come to Thornton Harvest Fest on Saturday, September 8th, presented by Larkridge North and South, Thornton's newest and largest retail centers located at I-25 and Highway 7. In the morning, grab a fishing pole and head to Grandview Ponds for a children's fishing derby, or grab a fork and go to the pancake breakfast at the Senior Center. Come to the community park for free activities like salsa tasting, kids carnival, wagon rides, and live entertainment. Watch the skate park competition and then stop by the Hispanic Culture Expo. There's something for everyone at Thornton Harvest Fest on September 8th.
ESPN Monday Night Football, Monday, 6:30 Mountain.
ESPN, serving sports fans around the world.
Mountain States Toyota, I-25 and Highway 36 exit, Denver.
Thursday at 10 on FSN.
College Football Saturday on FSN is presented by Kyocera, the new value frontier. And brought to you in part by Cooper Tires. Don't give up a thing. And the First Down Markers brought to you by Overstock.com. Live better with savings up to 70% on amazing deals from Overstock.com. It's all about the O. Sun Devils up by 19. We'll have it at the 47-yard line of Colorado. And the give this time is to Ryan Terrain. And Terrain gets a yard, maybe two. That's about it. Alonzo Barrett on the stop for Colorado. And now Terrain will come off. Nance will come back into the Arizona State lineup. Going to be second down and 8. Long count this time by Carpenter. Play fake. Has to roll away from pressure. Throws it away. Good pressure up front.
Even with the big, comfortable lead that Arizona State has, and a lot of the students have taken off for Mill Avenue already this evening. Rudy Carpenter's still in the football game and still running around and trying to throw the ball downfield. Dennis Erickson really trying to get his offense apparently together for the rest of the games this season. Wonder why we haven't seen Danny Sullivan yet.
I'm a little surprised, to be honest with you. He came in the third quarter last week against San Jose State. It was a lot easier game for Arizona State than this was. And we're going to get whistles, and this play is going to be whistled in before it started.
Dead ball, illegal snap. On the snapper, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
That's the 10th penalty against Arizona State. 116 yards in penalties assessed against the Sun Devils.
You mean to tell me there was an illegal snap on that play on the snapper?
Yeah, who else?
Wow.
What an upset, huh?
Mike Pollock is one of the big-time guys at Arizona State, one of their anchors on this football team, a captain and a 4-year starter, and he's on the Outland watch list, but made a mistake there, Arizona State center.
Now it's third down and 13. Colorado comes with a blitz, and Carpenter had that tipped, I believe, just as it left his hand. And it'll be fourth down. Good defensive set that time by the Buffaloes.
A-State still out there trying to run their offense, trying to do different things, trying to pick up blitzes, and once again, I'm just not quite sure why. Rudy Carpenter's kind of limping around. You know, when you play quarterback, they tell you body language is the most important thing for your teammates, and you have to have poise in the huddle, and you have to be a certain way all the time. And Rudy Carpenter is almost the antithesis of that. He is always emotional. You can always tell how he's feeling from his body language, and he's just his own guy.
Almost blocked that time, but Johnson gets it away. Clyde handles the 15-yard line. He's got no place to go. And he'll be down at about the 18-yard line. Well, it's been quite a weekend for the Pacific 10 Conference. It didn't start so well. Thursday night, Cincinnati just handed it to the Oregon State Beavers. 6 interceptions by Beaver quarterbacks, and Cincinnati showing great defensive speed, wins at 34-3. But today, the Pac-10 a perfect 6-0, assuming Arizona State goes on to win this ball game. But California was a winner. Oregon just went to the big house and just smoked Michigan. And that game was not as close as that score.
No, Oregon's offense was unbelievable. And USC and Cal and UCLA all ranked in the preseason polls, but now Oregon, Washington, and A-State have joined those other 3 teams 2-0, and that means the Pac-10 has had a great start in the out-of-conference game.
They will be 13-3, assuming Arizona State goes on to finish this ball game with 8 minutes, 19 seconds remaining. The only losses, Arizona lost to BYU last week, and Oregon State, as we mentioned, lost to Cincinnati on Thursday night. And Washington State went back to Wisconsin and actually battled the Badgers for a while, but fell to them.
There's no gimmies in this conference, that's for certain, Barry. And I'll tell you what, it's going to get pretty wild when the in-conference play starts. These guys are going to start to cannibalize each other, and some of these teams are going to start losing.
I think that's right. I think clearly Washington's surprise team in the conference so far this year.
Right now, and Ty Willingham, it appeared that he didn't have the horses, but they're running pretty good right now.
Playing the toughest schedule in America. Screen this time, and it lands right in the back of Dave Guthrie. Tyler Columbus was trying to block, and that play was just a mess. What's left for Arizona State? We mentioned they have 8 home games.
All at night, no sunblock.
They'll play San Diego State, who got beaten today rather handily by Washington State up in Seattle. Oregon State at home. Oregon State, of course, licking its wounds. A better football team than they showed on Thursday night. Then they're up at Stanford. Then they got to go up on the Palouse, and that's never easy. They get Washington here. They get USC here.
Thanksgiving.
That's right. That pass a little bit wide. Intended receiver was Cody Crawford.
And right now you look at Arizona State, and when I was looking at them on paper all week, I was shocked. I said, wow, this team undercover is pretty good. And you add that ingredient, that wild card of Dennis Erickson and the passion he brings to coaching and what he's apparently able to get out of players. And this is a team that can really do some damage in the Pac-10. And you talk about Oregon State, and you remember last year they had an embarrassing loss early in the season. Boise State
sure did.
Bounced back to win 10 games. And Cincinnati, not an easy place to play. Remember, they put it on Rutgers on the road last year, and that really kind of wrecked their season.
And catches, but that was after Rutgers had beaten Louisville.
Yeah, Rutgers looked like maybe they were going to be a team that was going to play in the national championship. And still, of course, they had a great season, but they really got stopped at Cincinnati. And there's something about the Bearcats at home, and people don't want to see them. And Oregon State really had some tough times in that football game, especially at the quarterback position.
I was surprised how quick defensively Cincinnati was. That was a good football team.
But I think A-State, especially with all these games at home, they're a team that can really do some damage in the Pac-10. And if they don't really do a lot of damage and end up in a Holiday Bowl or something like that, they sure are going to spoil somebody else's season when it comes down to it.
I think that's right. They kick it away from Williams, and this is going to bounce out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. An effective punt, actually. 40 yards, no return. 7 minutes, 52 seconds remaining to be played in this football game. And Colorado, after scoring the first 14 points of the game, has been shut out ever since. Sun Devils with 33 unanswered. Ryan Terrain, we talked about him in the open of the show. He was of utmost concern to Dan Hawkins and the staff at Colorado, and he has performed admirably. 17 carries, 91 yards.
Thought he played very well. It took him some time to wear out that Colorado defense, little thin on the D-line, and he started to break tackles. And you see the upper body strength and the high running style of Ryan Terrain. He is a lot of fun to watch, especially for me, an in between the tackles type of guy. And he ended up having a great game, especially in protection, and he didn't get enough credit for that.
Dimitri Nance gets the call here and picks up about 5. Terrain's evening is likely over. First 6 rushes, as you see, only 7 yards, so he's been very productive since then. 11 carries for 87 7 yards, 86 yards.
And he was a guy brought in by Dirk Cutter, and it's funny, once a coach leaves somewhere, you kind of have a tendency, especially when you're there, to forget about him. But Dirk Cutter debuts as the offensive coordinator for Jack Del Rio's Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Tennessee Titans. And Jeff Fisher and Del Rio are both USC Trojans. So Cutter's found a home. All coaches seem to.
That's right. It's a real fraternity, isn't it?
Everybody knows each other, and everybody knows each other's kids.
It's like
too.
our business.
Yeah, a little bit.
2 yards for Dimitri Nance on that play. Brad Jones with the stop. Clock continues to wind down. 6:43 remaining. That Sports Science show, an excellent show, incidentally. I mentioned that to you last week. I had a chance to see a preview. Watch it.
I will watch it. And I will report back.
You will like it. You're an intelligent man, well read. You will like that show. That show is for intelligent people.
Rudy Carpenter still out there.
Start.
Arizona State getting a little sloppy offensively.
5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Starting offensive line is still in there too, Barry. That was Robert Gustavus with the false start, and the Sun Devils still out there trying to do it. Maybe Erickson's trying to teach these guys a lesson. They can play in the heat or something, but they definitely have done their part to turn this football game around. It might be time to get the other guys in there.
You would think, wouldn't you?
I don't know. I think he's trying to teach them a lesson. Or he wants 40 points, one or the other.
They're going to throw. Late blitz comes. Carpenter throws, and it should have been intercepted. Right into the hands of DJ Dykes. Just couldn't hold on. Dykes is having his trouble holding on the ball also.
Yeah, it's been a very strange and, again, herky-jerky game. And there's just been a lot of mistakes, and both sides of the ball have kind of been exposed. And special teams, I think the A-State defense has looked pretty good, but they had some mistakes with Colorado just dropping the football on touchdown passes. Special teams have really been a concern for Arizona State in this game, and they made an enormous amount of mistakes in the first half on that side of the ball.
There will be some changes, I'm sure, on special teams. There's a line drive kick. Robinson's going to let this bounce. It will bounce away from him and out of bounds at about the 22, maybe the 23-yard line. 48-yard punt for Johnson. We want to remind you to kick off your football weekend on Friday with Pro Football Preview. NFL insider Jay Glazer is joined by former NFL stars Tim Brown, Eddie George, and Jason Sehorn as they break down the biggest stories from all across the league. Pro Football Preview, Friday at 11, only on FSN.
All right, 40-yard dash. Eddie George, not Glazer, because he talks. But Eddie George, Tim Brown, Sehorn, 40-yard dash.
You know, I'd probably go
got?
with Jason Sehorn.
Nope. Tim Brown. I got Tim Brown. You know he's involved in NASCAR.
I know he is.
He's fast.
I know he is. So if he can drive, what does he need to run for? Nick Nelson is now the quarterback, so Cody Hawkins' work is done for the night. Tough night for the redshirt freshman.
He had a tough night, but you can't blame it all on him. They could not get a run game going. Demetrius Sumler never really got off. Again, the starter back in Colorado, but Sumler's a guy they're very comfortable with. Hugh Charles pulled that hammy.
15 of 42, 155 yards for Hawkins, but as you said, he was victimized on more than one occasion.
Drop balls and no run game.
Nelson in trouble, wrapped up, drop back for a big loss. Gerald Bunns, first man to it. So for the Buffaloes, they will be home next to Florida State. They have not been a great mystery so far this year. They play Miami of Ohio. Miami of Ohio played tough this afternoon, I believe, against Minnesota. Oklahoma, which is looking better and better.
Yeah, they're a good football team.
51 on the board against Miami.
A lot
today.
of youth, too.
Baylor won big tonight. Kansas State, they were in a close game today. Then they play Kansas at home. They're going on the road to play Texas Tech. Texas Tech, when I last looked, was losing to UTEP tonight. Almost picked that time. Stepping in front was Travis Gaither.
I tell you what, it's not going to get any easier for Colorado. I do believe they're improved from last year. Dan Hawkins has got his thing going. He's got his guys coming in. He's recruiting well. He's already brought in some big-time guys on the offensive line, backing up the older guys he's got. He's got to get some more skill position people in here, and he's got to get some more defensive line guys in here, and he'll be off and running. He's a guy whose formula works. We know that. The question is, how long is it going to take him to get it to work in Boulder?
Kimbrough calls for a fair catch and makes it at the 31-yard line. Another pretty good punt, 48 yards. And the fair catch, they'll put it at the 32-yard line. That's where the Sun Devils will begin. And let's see who comes out to play quarterback. And looks as though it's still going to be Carpenter.
Rudy can't fail, just like the class said. And
he's got a little hitch in his giddy up there, though.
He's limping. He's trying to explain everything to the guys, but he's still out there doing it. And Erickson's got a smirk on his face. I tell you what, this is like an old WAC game. I know it's Pac-10 versus Big 12, but lots of incomplete passes and 4 hours of football action.
Give this time is to Keegan Herring. And Herring will get about 2. Alonzo Barrett makes the stop. The clock continues to tick down, coming down to 4 minutes remaining in this football game.
It's interesting, we haven't seen Danny Sullivan. Like you said, Barry, he did play last week versus San Jose State. He was 9-12 with a touchdown. He is ready to play. Gained 36 pounds over the offseason. Avid golfer. Interesting, we haven't seen him on. Hadn't even taken off that hat. It's like it's bolted on his head.
I think a chance to be a pretty good quarterback, too. Second down and 8. And gives straight ahead this time, not much. Getting across the 35 to 36-yard line was Keegan Herring. Brad Jones makes the tackle for Colorado.
Keegan Herring was really a guy everybody thought was going to be the next big thing at Arizona State. He's got a great burst. He's agile out of Peoria, Arizona. He's junior now. It seems like not long ago he was just a freshman, but now he's become their changeup back with the emergence of Ryan Terrain out of nowhere last year from Shawnee Mission, Kansas. He just took over that position and made this a much more physical football team.
And you saw those numbers as a freshman, 870 yards. Then last year, dropped off to 549 yards, and that, of course, was because of Ryan Terrain. Here's Herring, got a little gap, tried to bounce it outside. A good defensive job that time by Jake Duran.
You talk about running backs in the Pac-10, Barry, and they got a lot of them. Jonathan Stewart with over 100 yards today in the big house. He's a great player, big and fast. Evanson Bernard, not a great performance at Cincinnati, but he's strong. And Justin Forsett, the anchor of that Cal offense, he's a lot of fun to watch, a kid out of Texas. Good backs in the Pac-10 every single year, and you can't forget about that guy, Ryan Terrain, who might outrush them all this season. Last year, didn't start till a few games in, but put up some great numbers. And again, you know, in this age of college football, zone running, where you want to get a push behind an offensive line and find a guy that's physical enough to break that first tackle, Ryan Terrain is it.
How about Khalil Bell? I mean, he has gotten out of the blocks.
He's doing a good job at UCLA, and his body is so much more alive than it was last year. Last year he was battling some injuries. He is sharing time with Chris Marquis, who's also a pretty good running back in his own right, but Khalil Bell definitely had a first game that was to remember versus Stanford. And break and tackle.
And the improvement of Khalil Bell, and also the improvement of Rankin up at Washington doing a nice job.
Yeah, Louis Rankin, not the reggae singer from the late 80s, but the running back for the Huskies. He's a good back too, and he's a little bit like Terrain in that he runs high, but he's not as physical with the upper body as Terrain is. I like them all, and we're still waiting to see who emerges over at USC. By the way, the #1 team in the country.
Well, it's a committee right now, and it's a pretty good committee. But you know, I think it is true now. I remember when James and Dickerson were at SMU, and that was the first real tandem I think that made noise. But now I think if you're going to be effective, you better have more than one good running back. Well, of course, Both these schools have put a whole bunch of people into the National Football League, and Arizona State no exception, and they honor all these people. And there have been some pretty good ones, too, some Hall of Famers, actually. Mike Haynes in the Hall of Fame. Start reading that list, and there's a lot of familiar names pop out of there.
Without question, and that's a nice little display to have, especially for those young recruits. You know, everybody thinks they're going to the NFL when they're getting recruited to play college football, and it doesn't hurt to know the place you're thinking about going to is put a lot of guys into that very competitive league. It's a tough league.
You bet it is. Well, that's going to be a flag. Once again, just I hate to put it, you know, so succinctly, but it's just a stupid play.
Oh, that was a cheap play. There's no question about that. There's nothing else you can say. Stephon Robinson, lucky he didn't get hurt, and that's Rudy Burgess. And you know, it seemed like a broken record, like I've said this 1,000 times, but Rudy Burgess knows better than that. And the ball was nowhere near there. Rudy Burgess, a former punt returner himself, doesn't look for the ball, doesn't think about it. He just wants to
interference
make
with the
play.
opportunity to catch the kick. Kicking team number 3, 15-yard penalty, first down.
And if there is a dark cloud in this game over A-State, it's been their undisciplined nature, especially on special teams, and they've had a very difficult time. 12 penalties in this game, 7 of them personal fouls, and that's just inexcusable from Rudy Burgess in a game that's out of reach. Dangerous play, and kind of a cheap play too, Barry.
Yeah, it really was. So a first down at the 35-yard line. Robinson was shaken up on the play.
I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either. Pick up about 3 yards on first down from Demetrius Sumler. Clock ticking down toward the 1:20 mark remaining to be played. Colorado scored the first 14 points of this football game and has been shut out since that time. Colorado still a work in progress, and actually you might say the same thing about Arizona State as well. Arizona State a little bit more experienced. Tough night for the Buffaloes in this really oppressive heat.
It has been a tough night. I mean, it has been a very difficult night to play a football game. You expect that sun to go down and to have a little bit of relief, and that has not been the case tonight here in Tempe. But if I had to give an award to one player tonight, I'd give it to Ryan Terrain, Barry, because the guy not only ran the ball well, especially once he got going in the second half, but he certainly was great at pass protection. Really sprung some of those touchdown throws to Rudy Carpenter. Ryan Terrain, just a great all-around player and really making noise right now in the Pac-10.
But Mike Jones had a nice game today, and so too did Robert James on the defensive side of the ball. Defensive player of the week last week, and didn't drop off a whole lot tonight either. A lot of talent on this Arizona State team. I'm sure the penalties will be sternly addressed by Dennis Erickson, as they should be.
Well, who's the special teams coach for ASU? You know, do they have a coordinator, or is it all spread out? Because they're going to have some serious experience.
That's going to be an incomplete pass, but the clock has ticked down to 0, and that is going to be a wrap.